I know you don't get along with them,
Boo.
Sarah,
Mm.
but
Who?
I am.
Alright, we're live.
Oh, we're live.
By rights, we should be ultra low latency.
By rights.
By rights. Can't guarantee it. Because, you know, YouTube's a cunt. Yeah, it's ultra low.
Okay. We are live and audio's up.
Audio's up, everyone can hear
everyone.
us. Hey everyone. Everyone, it's okay to talk right now. It's all good. We're not doing the 5-minute timer yet.
No, we can all talk. Say hi. Hi, people.
Hello there.
More watching.
Hello. Sorry. I have to whisper.
Hi-ho. Lizzie, say hello.
Sarah, do you want to
Lizzie.
send a link to Chesh?
Yeah, get Chesh in here. Get.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sure. Let me...
You might want to jump in. You know better than I do.
Well, if Chesh gets in here, Chesh is going to absolutely fucking annihilate this guy.
Yeah, she's gonna give him a good roast.
This is no roast. Roasts are nice. This is not going to be pleasant.
His metaphorical death is not going to be an easy one. Metaphorical death.
The other people I sent a link to, and I know you don't get along with them, neither does Chesh, is GE and Caitlin. But that's only because I know Caitlin is absolutely spewing at the moment and wants to vent. I know you don't get along with them, Sarah. But, and I also know that Ozzy.
I don't know them. I don't know them. I can't say I don't get along with them because I don't know them. Yeah.
But I know Ozzy has issues too. But
only with Caitlin.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yep. And I'm willing to bury the hatchet if she's gonna be nice to me, and that's all good.
Yeah.
Hey, Puddle.
Puddles!
Puddle, you are now a fucking moderator. And Pirate Kitty, why are you not a moderator? Get your ass in here.
Can I get Nick in?
Yeah.
Can I get Nick in?
Get everyone in here.
Anyone who wants to vent on this is welcome. As long as we know them.
Yeah.
Nick is awesome. Nick. He's great.
Okay, so everyone.
I think it's Eot.
So everyone, this is going to be just a setup for the stream at the moment.
I think anyone who cares about ethics is keen on roasting Eot, to be honest.
Okay. Caitlin's not joining us anyway because she's at work, but she might jump in the chat. Yeah, it's a mess.
And I just retweeted your retweet, Jen, so yeah.
Okay, cool. This is the chat.
Aussie Globehead, do you know about the situation with EOT or End the Thought?
Yeah, we need to start.
The
Sarah?
end of thought.
Yeah, Sarah, why the hell aren't you on moderator? Get in here.
What?
Sarah was on a
Wow, I just arranged.
Alright, we can do that, shall we? Go rage. Go rage, Sarah. You're up.
Yep, you're up first. Go rage. Go fucking rage.
Unless you guys want me to go first, because I can say.
I am not in my bitch mode. It's sleepy.
Right.
Okay. It's not gonna be a roast, really. But anyway,
roasts are kind.
there will be some truths, though.
Okay, so hang on a
It is
second.
gonna be a measured, calm roast.
Okay, so hang on a second. We've got a 5-minute timer, people. So I'm now going to initiate that. So, Sarah, for the next 5 minutes, or however long you want, the floor is completely yours.
All right. So, I actually had never heard about Essence of Thought before the whole drama with rationality rules, and I made that video, my first video that went viral about this, and I was accused by Essence of Thought of being a token. Essence of Thought had never reached me, had never talked to me before. They just decided to go on accusing me of those things. And when I tried to reach them, to talk to them and explain my point of view, and that it is not the right thing for them to just go on accusing people like that, I was blocked. I was called a liar. I was called a token. They called me token a few times in their videos and on Twitter. I had other people calling me token, people who who follow them and listen to their garbage. And so they created this narrative that I am a token, is a way to try to discredit everything I said, because that is the game that Ethel plays. When somebody criticizes them, they give them a reason. They make up some narrative to try to discredit the person. It's a form of gaslighting, and Ethel knows how to play this very well, and it really works among their crowd. And with me, it was basically trying to create this idea that rationality rules was using me, which is total nonsense, because when Steven used my videos, my clips in his video, he asked me first. He showed me the video first before he used it. But that's the thing. And with Rachel Oates, it's been the same thing. Like, Rachel was actually a very important person to talk to Steve, to talk to rationality rules, and make him understand why he fucked up in his original video. Like, one of the reasons why Stephen Woodford changed his approach was exactly because people like Rachel, instead of simply antagonizing him like Ethel did, talk to him, explain to him what he did wrong, why he was wrong. Just didn't simply assume that he's a bigot. They actually tried to talk to him, and he changed, and he wised up, he became more sensible to these issues, more sensitive to the people's feelings about the stuff. Understand that this is a very delicate topic, that there is certain way to approach it, and he improved a lot. Now, whether you agree with his opinions on the topic of trans athletes in particular, that is another story, but that is the thing. To Ethel, none of that matters. Ethel doesn't fucking care about trans athletes. Ethel doesn't give a shit about that. What Ethel wants is to impose their little views, their identity politics over everybody. And they will do it by all means necessary, including lying, including shunning people, including, in the case of Rachel, just bullying her. And honestly, like, in her case, it's just so worse because she is actually going through a very difficult time in her life that is affecting her mental health. And that just shows that Ethel doesn't care about anyone. This is not about acceptance. This is not about respect. This is just about trying to impose their views on others through bullying, through gaslighting, through spreading lies and slandering people online. And this is not the kind of person that represents transgender people at all. Well, I think Ethel is not even transgender, but that is another story. But that is not someone who represents trans people at all. In their head, they are. In their head, they speak for all trans people, but that is because Ethel is delusional. Ethel is created this little echo chamber, this cult-like group, where their word is simply taken as law and nobody questions it. And we have to speak up about this, and it's great. I'm actually so happy to see everyone speaking up now with this, because of the way Ethel has Ethel has gone after Lizzie and Rachel, and I'm very happy to see this. I'm very happy to see that people are not tolerating and shielding behind the trans label is not going to help Ethel on this one. Like, they fucked up, and honestly, I would be happy if they just stop posting, they just delete their channel and go away from the internet, because they don't bring anything positive to the discourse.
I couldn't agree more in every single aspect. Does anyone want to say anything about that before we go on? By the way, you can all unmute now.
Oh, I didn't mute.
Badger? Lizzie?
About that, about her specific comments, or just in?
Yeah, just about Sarah's comments. We're gonna make what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a comment. Well, someone's gonna have a 5-minute turn, and then we're gonna just go around the table and just reflect off that.
I agree with everything Sarah said. She knows I do. I mean, I don't know if I particularly agree that Eot isn't trans, but this kind of behavior is what I don't like seeing from, and we mostly see it from people who are non-binary, where it's very much an us and them, and if you're not with us, you're against us, and you're gonna throw shit at everyone else, and I fucking hate that. And I probably just got called a true scum for saying that.
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
but that is the kind of tactics that they play, especially Essence of Thought.
That's the thing.
Well, and here's the other thing. Essence of Thought seems to spend a lot of time attacking people who are ostensibly reasonably close to allies, even if they may disagree on some points. And I find it interesting that there are, you could attack someone who is reasonably close to your position and is pro-human rights in general, and where maybe a little education could work. You could aggressively go after that person, or you could aggressively go after and excuse the stereotype, but just for simplicity and for speed. Some southern redneck who says that, trans people should be shot and they're violating God's law. And I'm sitting there going, really? We're going to spend so much time and effort attacking people who are this close in ideology? I mean, the difference in ideology really, in some of these cases, is this thin, and you've got a mile apart with other people who seem to be, by the way, treated with more respect. I've noticed that it's sometimes some of these people, like Ethel, may treat people who are much further apart on the spectrum with more respect, knowing that that's how to bring them in, knowing that you don't want to feed to the stereotype they think you are. And then with someone who is ostensibly already an ally, just not precisely where you are in your way of thinking, we attack them like they're a Nazi.
Oh, I've been called. I haven't been called a Nazi, but I've been called a fascist. Yes.
Close enough.
Fascist
Pretty bloody
for
close.
disagreeing
I got called a trans
with a
man
non-binary
asshole by
person, and
EOT.
but that is. Well, that is almost a compliment coming from
Yeah,
EOT.
I actually think that just about as
light.
confident, that one.
Okay,
But that is the thing that I criticize about. I'm not going to say that's the case with every person who is non-binary or who is a gender fluid or whatever label they use to identify themselves as. Like Chris, a biblical skeptic, he's my friend, and he goes by gender fluid. I have one of my closest friends is gender queer. They are not the kind of people that are going out bullying people for not agreeing with their views, with their opinions. That is not the case with every person who is non-binary, but there is a lot of people, especially those who get more involved with politics, that are extremely vile, vitriolic, and divisive. And it's very interesting because today, ContraPoints, who is a famous transsexual YouTuber, posted a few tweets where she started questioning this very vitriolic and divisive rhetoric that is used by some of the people in the activism, and she got a lot of shit for that. And she is one of the most like progressive voices, like one of the most progressive transgender people out there. And even because she decided to make a little criticism, she called a lot of shit and got a lot of hate for it. Because that's what it's like, it's a religious, cultish mentality where you have to like agree with every little single point, and it's absolutely, it's forbidden to question anything.
Yeah,
to
it's tribal mentality.
Say, hey guys, maybe we're going too far here. No, you can't do that. You have to just accept everything because they can never ever be wrong. They are just so far up their asses. They can never ever say or do anything wrong and unethical. It's just absurd. It's religion.
No, I can fully understand that. That's tribal mentality, and it's an absolute bitch if you let it get away. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I don't mean to, but BTB has just said he might need to run very soon, so I'm gonna have to give him the floor. Then I'm gonna bounce back. I'm very sorry.
No, I agree with that.
Okay, so Badger, your 5 minutes starts now. Badger? Badger.
Mushroom.
I didn't say it.
I did.
It seems like he's having a microphone issue.
Badger, you're muted.
No, he's muted, Badger.
He will rejoin.
Oh, okay.
And I've already got Nicholas running away. I am so sorry, Nick.
I hated the show so much. I am gone. On my new channel.
If you're going to the toilet, remember
to mute. Yes.
Remember to turn off your mic.
Yes, well, that's what the one of the things we're doing on my new show is we've got merch, and on one of the cups for the mugs under Nick's Suitor, it's just a picture of the chair because so many people end up just arguing with the chair.
Block, mute, report.
I'm still around. I just, sometimes I got to get up and move, and right now I need more coffee, so I figured get up and.
Yeah, you did tell me about that.
Kitty for linking the GoFundMe for Rachel. Yes, please, everybody who can, if you're able to, please go and help donate to Rachel to help her get through this time. She does not deserve the shit she's got, and she needs our support.
No, I agree, and what I'm going to do is just temporarily. I'm going to do that temporarily.
What are you doing?
That didn't exactly work, so I'll try again. Window capture. I'm doing the Rachel Oates thing.
Oh, it's already been in the chat.
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna display it on stream.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you also put it in the description?
Yeah.
That's what I should have done.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Please go support Rachel Oates' recovery. Period.
And if you see her anywhere online, I'm sure she's going to take a bit of a break. But if you see her, give her all your support. If you see somebody from EOT's mob trying to attack her, tell them to shut the fuck up and piss off.
The fuck off. Not just them, though. She's getting a lot of shit from the Kent Hovind crowd as well. So there's two crowd that are going after her. It's pretty fucked up.
And I can't
And
imagine that there's going to be anything good come from Kent over this video.
No, and make sure you go do an R&R thing where they called Kent something else.
Talking of
I
Aaron,
fixed the audio.
because I'm sure he'd like to vent over this.
Oh, I have tried to message him for weeks.
Can anyone hear me? Is my audio back now?
Yes.
No, I've got
Oh,
this
good.
better.
I don't know what happened there. Apparently it had switched what audio input it was using.
Oof.
I can't believe 2 streams in a row where you and I are together. Aren't I the lucky one?
Would you like me to say my thing?
Yep, and you are ready to go for your 5 minutes in 3, 2, 1.
All right. Where do I begin? Well, I think I will begin by saying that Essence of Thought is causing damage to the trans community. Potentially irreparable damage in the sense of the trans involvement in the so-called skeptic community, as this entire incident has massively divided along a straight gap down the middle, big crack, schism, a chasm in the community caused by this whole thing. Now, the problem that I see with that is that Essence of Thought uses very divisive rhetoric and language while discussing, and will quite vociferously go after anyone who disagrees or block anyone who disagrees, and try to exclude anyone who disagrees from any discussion on the topic. So, for example, I was blocked after a few back and forths on Twitter where I didn't immediately fall in line with Essence of Thought's way of thinking. I'm not here to say that Essence of Thought has never said anything worth saying. I think he's said useful things in the past, and part of the reason that Rationality Rules reconsidered his position was because it was brought to his attention by Essence of Thought and others, although as soon as it was brought to his attention, Essence of Thought then carried on being very aggressive and unhelpful and essentially concreting the view that anyone attacking was just being a troll because Essence of Thought acted like a troll. The problem with this is that it's not the trans community or the LGBT community or the GRSM community that needs to be convinced that trans people need to be accepted in society. It's people who don't accept trans people in society that need convincing. You're not going to convince them by shouting in their ear about how they're terrible bigots. What you need to do in order to convince people is approach gently and kindly and listen. Understand where the people are coming from and tailor your activism to the situation that is going on. It's no good just screaming in people's ears. You've got to actually listen to them and explain to them why what they're saying is harmful or not helpful or not concordant with reality. The example I used when discussing this before was imagine someone who's just left the Jehovah's Witnesses, whose only experience with GRSM people has been Jehovah's Witness elders telling them that they're awful. If the first person from that community they encountered was Essence of Thought, I don't think that would help to change their view. Just with the sporting example, competing in high-level sport isn't a right; it's a privilege that you have to qualify for. You have to meet the requirements. And trying to force that as a human right that everyone should have access to is not helping. It's not helping increase fairness. It's just muddying the waters and making it unclear what even the definitions of the dividing lines between different areas of sport are. But The main place that Essence of Thought is harming the trans community is by attacking people who are supporting the trans community. For example, llshites. It's important that even if you disagree with the specifics of how someone tries to support a community of marginalized people, they're trying. You know, if you disagree with how they're doing it, tell them gently. Just say, yeah, I don't think what you're doing right now is helping to promote this community and promote the inclusion of people who are excluded from things. Just point out why that is not helping and suggest improvement. Don't go around as soon as you disagree calling everyone a bigot, a Nazi, all these other words. It doesn't help. Thanks for listening.
Alrighty.
That's my word on it. Any thoughts?
It sounds like you sort of brought up, and Sarah brought this up earlier, tone policing, which I'd like to bring up one thing about. Tone policing is a genetic fallacy. It's a kind of fallacy in a logical argument. Every instance, every single one, objectively subjective has done this. Essence of Thought does this all the time. Every time I've seen any of them bring up tone policing, they brought it up wrong. They brought it up wrong. They are using it incorrectly. In fact, what they're doing is another fallacy called affirming the consequent. And here's why. And I won't get too pedantic with it, but what this fallacy is, what the fallacy of tone policing is saying you have an incorrect argument because you have a bad tone with it. Obviously, that's a fallacy. That's a fallacy. You can't say somebody's argument is wrong because they presented it poorly. So when you say something is tone policing, that's what you're saying, that somebody is accusing you of having a bad argument because you presented it poorly. Yet nobody has ever claimed that with them. What they're claiming is people would be more inclined to listen to your argument, right or wrong, if you had a friendlier, more engaging tone. That's what they're saying. That is not in any way whatsoever a tone policing fallacy. It's not. I have never once seen anyone correctly use the claim of tone policing in this case. The argument is, and it is correct, that people will listen to you more and be willing to engage with you more if you reach out in a friendly way. That suggestion is not tone policing in any book, by any definition, anywhere on the planet that I am aware of.
I had this exact argument with Snarky, Mr. Snarky, last
I do have a
time
comment on this as well, actually, as well.
So yeah, go Badger. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I do have another little comment on it, which is that in the specific instances, in the specific usage that Essence of Thought and Co has for tone policing, I have a response, which is I say something, I say whatever I've said to Essence of Thought or anyone else. They say, well, you're tone policing and victim blaming. I say, damn fucking right I'm tone policing. You want something from other people, so you better fucking well approach them nicely.
Martin Luther King. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's it. I'm just ranting.
Martin Luther King Jr., do you want to accuse him of tone policing? Was he successful or not? Nobody suggested his arguments were wrong, and people may or may not have suggested Malcolm X's arguments were wrong, but the question was tone, and there are people who agreed with both their arguments and thought that perhaps the tone of one was not as productive as the tone of the other. And I think if, and I've seen, unfortunately, Ms. Snarky use that argument, and it's incorrect. And like I said, I've never once seen it applied correctly in this instance. It's not tone policing to suggest that you attract more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, and that's a true statement. And that's just trying to help them as allies to say, why don't you find a way to reach out across the aisle instead of burning bridges with absolutely fucking everybody?
when I made my video about this, and I call this was about essence of thought. That was months ago. I finished the video with a quote from Stephen Fry. Then he said, "One of the greatest human failings is the desire to be right instead of being effective." And that is precisely the key issue here. Like, they created this narrative that Stephen Woodford is a violent transphobe and they have to be right no matter what. And if you question that narrative, if you say, look, you're going too far, like he made some mistakes, he apologized, he's learning, it doesn't matter. They have to be right. And they are going to burn every fucking bridge in order to maintain their narrative that they are right. And I ask to other people who criticize me for tone policing in my video, what are we going to gain by acting the way that people like Essence of Thought are doing? The whole point of activism is to change people's hearts and minds. That's why you decide to be active about what you believe, because you want to make bigots non-bigots. You're not talking just to an echo chamber and people who already agree with you. You want to change people's. And if you go this way that they are going, so aggressive, belligerent, lying, gaslighting, bullying, you're only going to make people be more intolerant against you. And when they do that, and that is the thing that pisses me off the most about it, is that they do that calling themselves like as spokespeople for all the trans community. They refer to themselves as they are spokespeople and as a spokesperson, like as if they speak in the name of everybody. And that is why I say that people like Ethel are more harmful to trans people than any fucking bigot. They are worse than anyone because they make everybody look bad and like makes people want to stay away from trans people because they assume that everyone is like Essence of Thought because they claim to speak for everyone.
Yep.
And,
One thing I brought up in discussion with the EOT crew, including the Snarkies and the other ones, the former Iowans, was Daryl Davis. You know, the old blues musician who befriended a load of KKK members in order to get them to leave the KKK. They really hated that comparison. Just, why would I ever befriend someone who hates me? And I say, well, why would you? You don't have to. No one's forcing you to, but it would be better if you did. It would be better if you approached people with understanding and calmness and listening rather than shouting and accusations of bigotry.
I love Daryl Davis. He's an inspiration, and he actually contacted me because he had gotten tagged into a thread where I was doing a debate against Red Pill religion, and I was going onto their channel to do it. And a lot of people got very upset with that. And, you know, it's like, that's, you know, what he does. He goes to KKK rallies, and he has gotten more. Yeah. He got a Grand Wizard. That was actually the first one. A Grand Wizard gave up his robes and quit the KKK. He has done more for advancing civil rights than most people, and he's done it by going there and being that which is the model instead of being that which they think he is.
Okay, so
yeah. I agree very much with that. I'm very pleased that that somebody's actually been in touch with him, because I have a great deal of respect for him. I need to shoot off, so thank you very much, everyone, for listening to my ramblings.
No worries at all, Badger.
Thank you, Badger, for joining us.
Thank you, Badger.
Thank you for joining us. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, sorry I cocked up my audio earlier. I don't know what happened there. Right, I shall make my escape. I shall speak to you all later.
No worries. Nick, it is now going to be your turn. I'm going to reset the clock. If I can.
Is it all right if I do a screen share?
Yes, just let me fix up my shit. Yes, you are set.
Wonderful. So,
Oh,
I
but
actually wasn't prepared for this. I just heard about it, but I wanted to do it, so I have been trying to get everything I need for it while I've been. All right, so let me.
no worries at all. But before you do start, I'm just going to say this. Pirate Kitty, you should have not shared that thing that you just shared. Not yet. Not yet, at least.
All right, so what I'm trying
Can
to
you
do.
guys hear me?
Yes.
We can, Lizzie.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, so we're about to have Nick have his turn because he's about to jump. Then it's going to be Lizzie, you Lizzie. Then it's going to be Jen. Then it's going to be me, because I'm doing it last because I have to speak for another person as well. But I'm also doing it last because I'm going to warn everyone here right now. Headphone warning. Just fucking headphone warning.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so
So I've already
Nick, hang on a
mentioned.
second. Your
Oh,
turn
sorry.
starts in. Whoops. Your turn starts in 3, 2, 1.
Already mentioned tone policing, which I think is staggeringly important. And I always find that if I'm going to make an argument, arguing the facts correctly helps. And when you call tone policing, that is a very specific name. If they want to, there are any other number of claims that they could make, but tone policing, they're just dead wrong. And I've never seen someone on that side use it correctly. I want to get into sort of an example of this that I found interesting. I have heard many actually wonderful things about Essence of Thought, and I've been meaning to follow Essence of Thought for quite some time. Busy guy. Then the Reds rhetoric thing happened, and obviously I heard a lot more about Essence of Thought. A lot of people said, well, she's changed a lot. I don't know. I don't know anything about her since before this. I haven't been overly impressed with her behavior in this. My very first experience of her is right here. She was talking about this International Day of against homophobia, transphobia, biphobia, and they mentioned someone mentioned a number of shows, including the Non Sequitur show, and she replied, "Can we not promote shows with transphobic hosts on a post about a challenging transphobia?" Non Sequitur replied, "Transphobic hosts plural. Are you saying that I am transphobic? I like to know exactly what justifies calling me transphobic." Now, this is actually Kyle Curtis speaking on the Non Sequitur account. Steve McCrae has had some charges, and presumably that's who Essence of Thought meant. So I'd like to separate out what someone says versus what they mean. We actually very rarely say what we mean in language. So my wife might say, "Hun, well, let me get into another." We very rarely say what we mean, and there can be a lot of confusions between the actual words someone uses and the intent behind them. Sometimes we understand, sometimes we don't. Anyways, this could have been diffused very simply by saying, "I'm sorry, no, I didn't mean to call you transphobic." The reason she didn't is because if she does that, then she knows she's explicitly calling Steve McCrae transphobic. So rather than deal with the tough issue here, what she did was, perhaps a book on grammar would help. Since I utilized the plural of show, I was clearly making a general statement about what we should and should not promote, and therefore the plural of host is not only correct, but says nothing about you as a person. Carry on being petty. Now, here's the interesting thing. There is an author who is qualified to actually say what is being said here. Here he is, Nicholas Lamar Suter, The Water Thief, available at fine bookstores everywhere, called by Midwest Book Review a powerful saga that deserves to be debated in every school, yada, yada, yada. I am qualified to say what that sentence means, not what it was intended. And I explicitly did not say that. What I said was what it meant. An author here may help. The plural of host is dependent on the clause before, necessarily meaning host plural of each show. The proper way to interpret what she had said, if I were Kyle, I'd have been offended. Is that the only interpretation? No. But to say, get a book on grammar, don't need a book on grammar. You got a friend who's an author. And what I'm saying is the proper interpretation would be for Kyle to assume that the suggestion is hosts because it is hosts of those shows. So it is hosts of the plural. If it had been singular, you would have understood it as hosts of a singular show, but in this case, it is the plural hosts of plural shows. Now, it doesn't really matter. If she intended something else, she could clarify. All I did was step in here on what she said. I expand on it a bit more here. It gets a little interesting, but all I say is, look, I am just arguing what you said and why Kyle's interpretation was legit and why he had a legit reason to get upset. If you didn't mean it that way, all of us here know the solution. You correct yourself. What she did instead was, seems like it could do with several books on the English language. She accuses him of being set off. Well, of course he's set off. The implication, deliberate or not, was that he was transphobic. Now, here's what Kyle being set off seems to me that's casually dismissive and falling back on his need for a grammar book, which would have set me off too. That's not a proper way to engage. She deliberately set him off and is now, or not, maybe not deliberately, but of course it's going to set him off. She's being really extraordinary bitchy about it, and then accuses him of being set off. And what I do here is I just corrected the grammar about the original post, and then she blocks me for that. This is my first encounter with her ever. My second encounter was when I was invited to join a D&D group hosted by Godless Cranium. And as soon as he offers to join, assuming, actually, I don't know, as soon as they offer, I'm going to have to put my foot down here. When I stated, and this is months later, when I stated that we shouldn't promote shows plural with a transphobic host on a thread discussing transphobia as a general statement, they jumped in to claim I was stating there were multiple transphobic hosts. She was stating that. And actually, I wasn't even saying that. I was defending Kyle's view that that's what was said. And I was simply saying, look, his interpretation is reasonable. Why don't you correct yourself? What she essentially replied to Kyle, by the way, was, hey, I wasn't insulting you, you asshole. And that's essentially what she was saying, because if you're going to sit there and say, go get a grammar book, that's really having a bit of an attitude about it. Even though I clearly explained the grammar behind the statement, yeah, she tried to, the grammar's wrong. And all I did was correct the grammar. She then accuses me of deliberately misrepresenting her. No, I never spoke as to her intention, in fact, except when I said if her intention was other, you could have easily corrected it. All I did was defend Kyle's interpretation and him being upset, which is correct. I was correct. If she didn't want to engage hostily, she shouldn't have engaged hostily. But she's the one who escalated it. If you're going to set out to make semantic arguments to misportray what was stated, again, wasn't what I was doing. I was saying this is how he understood it, and he was legit in saying that. Don't sit there and say get a book of grammar, because he's correct on the grammar. Why don't you say I misspoke or you misunderstood, my apologies? I don't think she's capable of apologizing for anything. She then puts this up here. This deleted tweet is her saying, I recognize that this seems like a small thing, but it's very important to me. The reason it seems like a small thing is because it's a small thing. But the reality is now I can't be in a public group with her. I have been blocked simply for pointing out that a person she offended had the right to be offended because of what she said. I did not discuss what she meant, but she says here I did. That's a misportrayal. Now, this is small potatoes, but this was my first engagement with her. This was my first engagement with her, and she did nothing but attack the intent behind everything I said, misportray what I said, and accuse me of misportraying her, none of which happened. And then she got me kicked out of a group because she didn't like me. Now,
and Nick,
if this weren't 10 seconds, if that's all right. If this weren't endemic of everything I've seen her do, I wouldn't bring it up. But everyone I've talked to says this is kind of regular behavior. Thank you for your time.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No worries.
All right,
and
everyone.
that's it, and I will stop the screen share. Thank you.
Nick, I think your insights are rather important on this topic, and I do appreciate you as an author and as a friend, because we have spoken in the past, and truth be told, I'm probably going to abandon the 5-minute thing here because I think we all got a little bit too much to say.
the screen share on Zoom. Or maybe I got to find the right Zoom app. I got 20 windows open. What happens if I just close this window?
It's alright, I got you.
Can you force me out of it? Thank you.
Hang on, I think.
What do you think?
Oh, got it.
Oh, there we go.
You got it. Whoa, well done.
Okay, so effective immediately, guys. This little 5-minute timer is gone because we have way too much to say, all of us.
Did you have anything more to say, Nick?
Please do.
She met a complete stranger who was saying, listen, he's got a right to be upset. And just for pointing out that someone else has a right to be upset because she absolutely, irrefutably, and objectively engaged in a hostile manner when she was pressed on something she said, which was reasonably interpreted that way. I don't care what she meant, because she could have corrected it and instead doubled down. Why not just correct it and say, I didn't mean it? Instead, she doubled down and then accuses other people of deliberately misrepresenting her. How can we? She never corrected herself. So how do I know? I suspect I know what she meant, but she never actually corrected it. So it seems to me that you don't do this with, there's some loud noise coming. It seems to me you don't do this with complete strangers, certainly not with people who are allies. I have no interest in being her ally on any subject, quite frankly. And I know that the narrative is going to be, well, then that makes me a bad person. Well, what does it make someone who attacks their friends? I don't want to be friends with that. I don't want to engage with that. Why would I?
But that's the thing, right, Nick? Because you said you don't want to engage with this person. They're going to go out and start saying that you are a transphobe. Because that's what they make everything about their fucking gender. Like, you don't like Ethel as a person because Ethel is an arrogant piece of shit. Can't take any criticism, want to be right no matter what. That's why you can't stand them. It's nothing to do with their fucking gender, but they make everything about their gender, everything. And that's what pisses people off so much about trans people, and especially trans activists, because many of them are doing this, and especially those who I say are calling themselves trans for political reasons, because they want to make it, they want to play their little identity politics.
It's not all the actors. Some of them are quite reasonable people.
Many are.
People like Emmy and
Yes,
Spice are really nice, and they do
Yes.
stand up for the rights, and they don't shout down other people.
I know. I don't say it's all activists,
No,
but many of them, and especially the youngest ones, like the ones in
younger
their
ones
20s.
who have got into
Yeah.
the social sciences with their weird ass ideas, and a lot of these ones are the non-binaries, and I hate saying it like that because I know some really, really nice non-binary people, but most of the ones who have this persecution complex seem to be the non-binaries.
Exactly, and it's concerning. I've just got a little bit of information from Pirate Kitty, so I'm not going to say all of that private information till it's my turn, but I do need to ask Lizzie, have you had a personal apology from EOT at all?
Nope, nothing.
Your turn, Lizzie.
Lizzie,
Go for it.
go fucking nuts.
Okay, so the very first time that I ever interacted with EOT is basically what happened is after Rationality Rules put out their first video and then EOT put out their first video, I was actually one of the people with GC there trying to like tell Steven to watch the video in its full context. But the way I feel right now, I honestly I fucking regret giving that piece of shit even a moment of my time. So what happened is EOT actually misrepresented one of the scientific papers that they used in their video, and I was just trying to correct them because at that point in time I had no beef with EOT and I actually really liked their first response video. So just by me doing that, just by me pointing out that they misrepresented a paper, they muted me and told me that I was apparently, in a video, they said that I was apparently violently attacking trans people online, and I was a transphobe, and I was in Rationality Rules' little camp, and all of that nonsense. So for a very long time, I actually just steered completely clear of Essence of Thought until the very first time that they went after Rachel, because Rachel said that she didn't want to go onto GC's channel and talk about this because she's not knowledgeable on sport. So when she said that, Essence of Thought completely fucking twisted everything and said that she doesn't want to stand up for trans rights. Completely fucking twisted everything, made a nasty ass fucking video on her, spewing all kinds of shit. So I then, in that Twitter thread, defended Rachel as well, because right after the very first tweet that Essence of Thought sent her, they blocked her and she couldn't even respond or clarify, nothing. And then again, after that debacle went down, I avoided EOT like the bloody plague until that tweet that they now sent to Rachel, calling her a sewer mouth spewing shit. And I just told myself, you know what, fuck this. I'm not going to let this person talk that way, because after Essence of Thought sent that tweet to her, all of their fucking followers descended and went after Rachel. So I went after EOT. We had a little back and forth. I was accused of tone policing because of fucking disgusting language thrown at someone from behind a block where they can't even defend themselves. And then just all of their little followers like piling on. So that led to EOT's little tweet there at the end that was apparently ambiguous language saying that, you know, I need to do the world a favor and exit it. So after Red told me that apparently that is not what they meant, I said, fine, I will give them the benefit of the doubt. But at this point in time, they can go fuck themselves. I don't give a shit. I have never in my life been this fucking angry at someone. That someone can cyberbully another person just because they are friends with someone that they don't like, to a point that she has mental health problems, that it is affecting her. And I just, sorry, like my whole vocabulary right now is just breaking down because I'm so fucking angry. Like,
collect yourself. Can I just cut him for a sec? I'm sorry. Nick has to go. I just want to let him say his final last words so he can get going.
No problem.
My suspicion is Essence of Thought has had a very difficult life. I think the way she lives her life in modern society is difficult. I think anyone who's trans has a harder life because of it. So I have to believe she's had a difficult life, and that maybe has led to anger. I don't know. I do know murderers can also be trans, and if you get mad at them for being a murderer, it's not, I mean, that's the weaponization of identity, saying that it's because they're trans, that it's almost as if trans people can't commit any other crime. Any crime you accuse them of is necessarily about being a transphobe. Hatred is fun. We enjoy hatred as a species because it necessarily elevates us over whoever or that which we hate. That's why racism is so prevalent, and members of the KKK enjoy being racist because they're necessarily better than everybody that they put on the other side. Now, transphobia is part of this problem. If you're a transphobe, part of it is because I am better than you because I'm not the kind of person who needs to take hormones or put on a dress or think I'm somebody else. I'm comfortable in who I am. So when you're a transphobe, it's about hatred. But the flip side is everything EOT is doing is the exact same thing. She has become what she beheld and is doing everything that she despises most in other people. She hates first, and you have to prove your innocence, and you're always subject to questioning everything you say because she wants to hate other people, because she feels better about herself when she does it. It is the weaponization of identity. Now, righteous indignation, all of that is very gratifying. Again, Martin Luther King Jr. didn't fall into that trap, and that's why he worked. You can either, and this is very similar to what Sarah said, you can either do something or you can take the credit for it. You can't do both. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't care about who got the credit for solving the problem. He just wanted it solved. Essence of Thought wants to wreck everything that gets in her way or that interferes with her in any way or has a different opinion. And I don't think that's productive. In fact, I think that torpedoes the very agenda she claims to have, and I'm 90% sure she doesn't give a fuck. Thank you.
I don't think she gives a fuck either. I honestly don't.
Yeah.
And
No.
you know what? I can see someone smirking as if they're getting ready to have their say.
Oh, no, we're going to let Lizzie finish. I cut in.
Okay, sorry.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Go. Thank you, Nick. Thank you for joining us. We
My
know
pleasure. Thank you.
Sorry again,
when
Nick.
everyone's finished watching here, go and watch Nick's new stream. I'm sure he'll post it.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Now,
Sorry for not interrupting any sooner, Nick. I did miss the ball there.
No, not a problem. I'm not running all that late, but I need to get going. So thank you so much. I appreciate
Is
it.
this for your other show?
In time, yeah. We're going to try to go live early with a new story that we have. But I have to talk to the producer and get it all straightened out.
I believe Ansgar's got a thing that he's pitching to you that he wants Sarah and myself.
Yeah,
and Fiona to join for. So I'm looking forward to that. So.
As am I, very much so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Nick. Bye.
Bye.
All right, go, Lizzie. All yours. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It actually gave me a few moments to catch my breath because I am just livid, like no one's business. This whole situation just, I understand being mad at someone and they're mad at Stephen. I understand they're mad at Stephen, and I understand that they felt personally hurt by the things that Stephen said in his first video. I understand that. But bullying people to such an extent is completely fucking uncalled for. It is unnecessary to go after people simply because they are friends with someone that you do not fucking like. You do not do that. It is completely uncalled for. And I found out about all of this while I was at work today. I found out about what Rachel was going through. And I actually just, I don't know, like a piece of me broke inside because I don't know why, but I feel very protective over her. She reminds me a lot of one of my best friends. She's very kind. She's a soft person. She wants to help everyone and everything. And seeing her in that state, just it broke my heart. It really broke my heart. And I just want to protect her, and I'm sitting halfway across the fucking world. And all I can do is rant on fucking YouTube about it. And it just makes me so angry. Yeah.
I am angry on your behalf, Lizzie. You probably saw how much pissed I was the other night when you went off, when you said what he said to you, which I actually showed to a whole heap of people I know in real life, and they all agreed that the interpretation we all had was the correct one. There is no other way you can look at that. This is all just fucking backpedaling now from that little shit.
Yeah, what
and the fucking worst part is after someone like explained to EOT what was going on, they actually went and posted a fucking thing saying how white cis women's tears take away like things from like transgender and black women, or like some fucking post like that.
I'm
what
guessing.
the fuck is
Okay,
wrong?
hold up, everyone. Sorry, I am very sorry to interrupt, but I've got a message from Shannon Q. Shannon Q says, and I quote, "We've got her. She's currently okay. Lizzie, someone is with her."
Oh, be wonderful. Thank you, Shannon, for letting us know. Shannon, would you like to jump in if you're able to?
Shannon, please, message me on message Jen. Please. We want you in here, please.
I'll shoot you the link anyway, Shannon. I realize you're probably at work, but if you want to hop in for 5, more than happy to have you.
Sorry, Lizzie, please continue. If you can.
No, I think I'm good for now because otherwise I'm going
Sarah can go because I'm going to figure this one out.
things that I'm going to regret.
Okay, Sarah, your turn.
Yeah, I can completely understand why Lizzie's so angry. Another thing that pisses me off so much about Lizzie, people going after her. Like, we all have YouTube channels. We all are content creators. We put out our opinions there, and, you know, we prepared ourselves to take this stuff. Lizzie didn't. Like, and honestly, like, what the fuck? Correcting you. Ethel is so fucking disturbed, like, it's so fucked up that in their mind correcting them is an attack. It's just incredible how deranged they are. And that's the thing, like, they cannot accept anyone making a suggestion to them to change their behavior, or someone correcting. In the case, Lizzie was correcting a misinterpretation of a study that they did, or a misinterpretation of I think, I'm not sure if it was the case with the cast semina that they were misrepresenting, but whatever it was simply a correction. But that is the thing, after supposedly apologizing, that's why I say I don't buy their apology, they went on and posted that thing about white women, tears, pretending to be like playing the victim. After they supposedly apologize, they cannot apologize.
Sarah, did we lose you? I think we lost Sarah. I think. Oh, there we go. Sarah, we just lost the last 10-15 seconds of what you said.
Yeah, my internet connection isn't the greatest. Well, yeah, when they posted that thing about white women's tears, after supposedly apologizing, it just shows that they are not sincere in any apology. And it's funny because they accuse Stephen Woodford of the same thing, that his apology was not sincere. Well, Ethel, neither is yours. So stop being a fucking piece of shit and apply the same standards you apply to others to yourself, you fucking asshole. Because that's exactly what you are doing with Rachel and Lizzie. You pretend, you said you were out of line, you apologize, and then you go on and saying that they are pretending, that their tears are fake because they are fucking white. What the hell that their skin color has to do with anything, you dipshit? And that is the whole identity politics bullshit. They make everything about people's identity, and they just want to divide everyone and say that, oh, white women cannot be offended if a trans person had a disagreement with them or whatever, because they are not oppressed enough, I suppose, to be bullied by a trans person. It's just incredibly absurd, and it has to stop. Like, we have to go hard on Ethel in this, and yeah, hopefully they will stay away from the internet for a while and stop with their fucking bullshit.
No, I agree.
Anyway, sorry for the rant.
Fucking break. A long one. Oh no, you didn't interrupt me. I was sending Shannon a link in case she was able to drop in while she's at work, but she's at work. My go.
Alright. Jen, you're about to go atomic.
No, I'm not actually. I've come down a lot.
Oh god. God.
Good thing you didn't make me go first, sorry.
No, I'm the only person who's gonna go atomic. Fuck me.
No, it's alright. I have tried to be nice to EOT all the way through. I gave EOT some extra information when they were making the videos to make sure they got some stuff right that they didn't even know about. I've communicated well with EOT. I've tried to talk EOT down out of being in a shitty moods with people, but this is beyond the pale. This is absolute craptacular behaviour. Absolute shit bucket. I've got no real words to explain how pissed off I am at EOT over this. This is not something I would expect a fucking dog to do. And no, actually, I would expect a dog to be a lot better behaved because dogs are lovely. EOT is an absolute scumbag. They don't deserve our compassion over this. And this is not a trans thing. This is just as a person. They are a scumbag. Treating people this way is the lowest of the low in my book. But if we're going to talk about the trans thing with EOT, I'm going to call up Nick on stuff that Nick said about the difficulties of EOT. EOT is gender fluid. We only see EOT's presentation as pretty much male all the time. Yeah, they've got longer hair, but so what? Lots of guys have long hairs. Lots of guys wear earrings and all that. I'm pretty sure that even if they do present female at certain times, it's not an overtly feminine presentation and probably does not cause EOT anywhere near the same sort of stress that trans people like myself or Sarah get when we get outed in public and get absolute crap thrown at us. So the EOT can think that they can talk on our behalf fucking blows my mind. It's like, you know, this is just fucked up. They don't speak for us. They speak for themselves and they speak badly. Absolute fucking asshole. I don't have more words than that because I'm just so pissed at him. This is a person who just wants to victim blame. You know, I'm the victim. Oh, poor me. I'm the victim. Oh, fuck, you don't know what being a fucking victim is. If you want to talk about oppression points, I bet you Aussie has more oppression points than you do. And I fucking guarantee that. EOT doesn't know what oppression is. EOT might know what suffering is and what difficulty is. And I don't deny that. But oppression, they don't. If they understood what oppression was, they'd understand that the way to make friends, to make allies, is not to be an absolute cunt to them. EOT, you should just fuck the right off all the internet. Just fuck off. We don't want you. I don't wish you any harm, but just fuck off, please. Fuck off. I'm done.
Gonna wait for that to show up on the stream. 3, 2, 1. Okay. That's waiting for it to show up on the stream. In fact, I'm gonna go jump over to the YouTube. Actual live YouTube. Before I say what I have to say.
I'll probably say more in a little bit. I've just got to calm down again because I can't make my brain work properly.
No, that's okay. Everyone here who is wearing headphones, please remove them. Anyone that is wearing earphones, please remove them. Anyone that is wearing earbuds, Jen, please remove them.
Alright, I'm safe.
Alright. Safe. Safe. Can anyone hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's safe to put them back on.
It's safe. It's safe, people.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't understand what the safe was about.
I think you tried to
Okay.
he played something out to the stream, but we didn't hear it, Ozzy, so we didn't have to take ours out.
No, I just bashed the living shit out of my microphone.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that at all.
To the point that, well, I'll say it afterwards. No, you know what? I'm gonna say it now.
Say it.
I bashed the living shit out of my $400 microphone to the point that my hand is now bleeding. Because I am that fucking pissed off. I should be crying in agony, but I don't have any tears. Not for this. I don't have any fucking tears or misery or suffering for this end of thought. That's right. I will not say your name. Your name is irrelevant to me. And here's why. Yes, you are trans. I will not deny that. Sarah is trans. Jen is trans. I will not deny that to anyone in any circumstance. Trans people are trans people, irregardless of what gender they put on themselves or decide to espouse as. That is yours. No one under this goodness earth, on this big blue earth, can they take that away from you. I am a trans ally. I am a GRSM ally. I am an ally to people who want to love and who wants to spread intelligence and understanding. I am an egalitarian. However, what EOT has just done over the past few days has just ensured that my pacifism has an exception. It's just ensured that my egalitarianism no longer applies to them. Nothing that they can say. Hang on a second.
It's Pirate Kitty, let her in.
Yeah, you let her in?
Can I?
Yes. Oh, I got it.
You got it. Okay.
Okay. So, nothing on this blue earth right now, even apologizing to these two lovely people, will make you get removed from that exception. EOT. Jeff, can you please mute?
Hi.
There's echo, that's all.
Okay, yeah, there's echo. Okay. I'm trying not to lose my head at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm finding it very, very fucking hard. Because there's a total of 5 people here, including me.
6.
6? No, I mean like in my house.
Oh, 5 people in the house. Sorry.
Including me.
I thought you meant chat.
No. No. Jen was right about the oppression thing, but I'm not here to play oppression games. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm not here to play oppression games. I'm not here to play, oh, I'm victimized. I don't care about that. What I am here to do is to let everyone know exactly how far EOT and their crew, or their goons, have gone. Depression, anxiety, self-loathing, and despair are not something to be joked around with. They're not something to be lightly discussed. And they're surely not as fuck something to be thrown around as a fucking insult. You do not tell someone who is in deep depression to go off themselves. I don't give a fuck who you are. You do not tell anyone, not even your worst fucking enemy, to go end themselves. Because you're not just telling them to go end themselves, you're telling them that their entire family should live and grieve for the person's suicide, for the rest of those family members' lives, for the rest of those extended members' lives. You are not just telling one person to go and commit suicide. You are telling an entire generation of family members, multiple in fact, that they don't matter, that they should be suffering. You do not say that. You are the lowest of the low. Because not only did you say that to two lovely people, two beautiful souls, but to every single person who has come across those tweets, who is suffering from depression, like I am. I've been suffering for 15 to 20 fucking years. You are just basically encouraging them in indirectness to do the exact same. Why? Because they didn't agree with you. How fucking petty. Fuck you. I'm done.
What about Mero? She's gave you a statement.
Yeah. I need to calm down for that one.
Who wants to go next? Art or Jeff?
Someone can go before me.
Art,
Give me 2 seconds because I'm
I
outside
have to
having a
go,
cigarette.
guys. I have to go. Sorry.
no worries, Sarah. We love you. Anti-ordinance
Before I go,
in about 20 minutes.
her video is up already.
I know.
It's going on.
She's putting out once her live thing is done. She's
Once it's finished, it's coming. Before I go, I want to do the whole unison thing.
Oh yes.
I want to be part of that.
All right. So
Okay,
Are you guys all on board? With this? I know some.
there's a thing in the group chat.
Yeah.
And I think if you
It's in the
if
chat.
people who've joined actually be able to see it. If people who've joined late.
They will now.
Okay.
Hang
So
on. And then 3, 2, 1. Everyone can see it. Okay.
so after 3, we're all going to say it.
Yeah. But I think I should expand on it just a little bit, on my words, just a little bit more, just so everyone can be here. Now that I'm a bit more collected, I'm going to do a double turn.
All right. Put it up.
EOT, now that my mind is a little bit more collected, I want you to reflect on these words. And I want you to reflect on these words rather carefully. And I'm going to get into the microphone real close, because I'm not going to yell, I'm not going to raise my voice. I'm going to say this low, calmly, but with all of my strength. Do you realize what you have just done with those 2 tweets? Not those 2 tweets in general, but a lot more than that. But you get the gist.
Wait, the last 24 hours.
The
Every
last 20
fucking one of them.
Yeah, 24 hours. Do you realize what you've done? Let me go through it with you. You've told 2 people to go commit suicide. You've race baited. Yes, you have race baited by bringing in whites and blacks. Where the fuck does that come in? You've encouraged an entire community of your people to not only echo your desire for these two people to commit suicide, but you've encouraged those people to do apologetics for you. Fucking apologetics for you. You've encouraged agony, suffering, and misery to the point that you've put people not only into tears, but you've brought people to actually physically harm themselves. You've actually made people bleed. And I'm not talking about me, because I did that voluntarily. You've made people bleed. You have broken so many laws, actual laws, from what you've done in the past 24 hours. And this is where I get into this message from Mirror. And that is why I'm speaking calmly as I can, but with much force. You've cyberbullied, you've verbally abused, you've mentally abused, you've enticed people to end their lives and to start a chain of misery. You have done the worst thing in the world. There is nothing aside from being a chomo that is lower than that. And I will say very clearly that I would like to think that you are on another level in comparison to a chomo. How fucking dare you? I hope, whilst I do not hope there is no harm done to you, I severely hope nothing physically happens to you. And that is genuine. I hope your YouTube gets deplatformed. I hope your Twitter gets deplatformed. I hope all of your social media gets wiped off the internet. You disgust me. Fuck you. I'm done.
Everyone in there actually read what we're going to say in a few seconds?
Yeah, let's do a countdown.
You
Let's
lead
do
it,
it,
Sarah.
and then I'm going to bed.
You lead it, Sarah. Everyone unmute.
Okay,
Get
everyone ready?
Everyone unmute. Lizzie,
Okay,
Doc.
so
Lizzie?
Lizzie and Doc, unmute.
Lizzie, Doc.
Sorry.
Doc
Yes.
Fearsome.
I don't even know if Doc's still paying attention.
I don't know if Doc's still
Yeah,
paying
I
attention.
think,
I'm still here.
Oh, there he is.
Just listening.
Sarah's going to
Okay.
give us the countdown and we're going to read out the... we're going to...
So it's
say the thing
it's
that
gonna
Josh
be
wanted us
3,
to-
2, 1. Yeah,
then we're
it's
gonna say the invite.
Chash can't be here, so we're doing that. We're doing that at her request.
Fuck,
So
my
it's
hand
3,
hurts.
2, 1, and then we say it. All right.
Yep.
Everyone got it? Okay.
Yep.
So 3, 2, 1.
Get
Get
fucked, Ethel.
Ethel.
Q Ethel. Oh, that didn't work,
Fuck off,
guys.
Ethel. Yeah.
Either way,
It
get
didn't
fucked,
work.
Ethel.
I am going to
Get
say that
fucked,
Ethel's a
Ethel.
complete arsehole. Get fucked, Ethel.
Get
You
Ethel.
get fucked.
In the
Fucking
style
piece
of
of
Pumpkin
shit.
Posse, Ethel, we know you're a complete arsehole. Get fucked.
Delete your fucking channel and
Great.
get away. You
Yeah, delete your channel and get a life.
fucking asshole. All right, I'm going with that
Great.
one.
Thank you, Sarah.
Exactly.
Preach,
Get a
Sarah.
fucking life. Go to some fucking therapy. I don't know. Just stop doing this fucking bullshit you're doing, and leave people alone. Like
Yeah.
your bullying has no place in this community. So fuck you, Ethel. Good night, everybody.
And fucking
Good night.
apologize to the
Right,
people
Sarah.
that you need to apologize to.
Good night.
Fucking apologize who you need to apologize to, EOT. You said publicly that you have. I've asked Lizzie. She's not got an apology yet. I highly doubt Rachel has got an apology yet. Fucking do it.
As if that'll save him, though. Or her. Well,
Ooh, sorry.
both. Oh, no,
I
that one.
say that.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, you can use anything but it, and it's okay. You can call
I think shit
Ethel a
is
he,
a perfectly
a
fine
she.
pronoun for them.
I don't want to disappoint Shannon, so I won't engage with that kind of talk.
Look, if someone's a shit, I think shit is a perfectly good pronoun to use for them.
No, the thing that I came in to say was that, you know, one of the things that's really starting to irritate me is these folks that are following him. Like, if it was just him, it would be one thing. But he's got all these followers who will believe what he says because he said it. Like, I saw somewhere earlier somebody was saying something about how it wasn't right, and he literally said, I've personally apologized to everyone that was affected. And I'm like, no, we've got one in chat that's basically confirmed it, like Osman said, or Jan, I don't know. And obviously, if he had apologized to Rachel, we wouldn't be here. And his followers will ask the same questions, like, over and over and over again. Oh, where did you say that? Where did you say that? Where did you say that? I'm telling you, I said it. You know, that's the kind of thing that just to take what somebody says instead of actually just going and looking for it yourself to confirm if it was or was not said. I had one of his little friends tell me, or one of his little followers tell me on Twitter, when I said I had personally talked to RR at the Faithless Forum because I had gone and I had talked to him about this. And he was like, well, where's that publicly stated? I'm like, it was a private conversation. And he's basically says, well, people can lie. So I'm like, you're basically saying I'm lying to you right now when I'm telling you I spoke to him about this issue. He accepts that some of the stuff that he said and some of his rhetoric was bad. And then to go after Rachel, like that tweet chain that everybody was talking about earlier, she didn't even see his replies. She said something and then he tweet chained with Paul, but he had already blocked her. And that's one of the Essence of Thoughts MOs. You say something, they block you, and then they reply to you. So all their little followers can see them engaging with you, but you never reply. Because you can't see. And he blocked me simply because I had said, you know, what proof do you have that Rachel's done what you're saying she's done? And that got a block. That was it.
Yeah, but what Essence of Thought is doing now is everyone that's asking him for evidence, he's linking that video that he made where he basically said that she violently attacks trans people, but there is zero fucking screenshots there in that section.
Exactly.
Zero. But he keeps linking that fucking video now to people asking, but there's no fucking evidence because it never fucking happened.
But words can be hurtful, but they are not violence.
And of course, if you try to tell him that,
they are not violence.
And if
someone can use words to call for violence.
Exactly.
Like, I get that. Like telling someone to go kill someone or to go do that or whatever. I understand that, but
or by telling somebody to go kill themselves, which is exactly what EOT did. EOT is incited
no one has ever said anything violent towards him or that entire bloody group. But now they're saying that apparently taking the rights away is violent. But now the problem there.
But what rights?
Yes. Competing in sport is a right. It is a right. The IAAF said it. However, you do not just get to pick and choose whichever category you want to play in. That is not a fucking right. You have the right to compete in sport, but you have to follow the fucking rules.
Yeah. So the thing with sports is the open category or the male category is the right. Everyone can compete in that. Women can go and compete with the men if they want to, and they shouldn't be stopped from it.
Yes, it's the open category.
special category and you have to fit the bill to be in it. And that's why we have regulations at the moment. And those regulations, after further study on trans women, may need changing. I don't see any reason why they can't be maintained in such a way that we can maintain a fairness in sport anyway.
All right, hold up.
But it's not a privilege. Competing with women as a woman is a privilege, not a right.
Okay, now,
access to being in sport is the right.
yeah. Now, hang on, everyone, before we deviate from another topic.
Sorry.
No. No one's to blame here. No one's at fault here, except for one particular person. Fuck you, Ethel. No, this topic is, okay, it naturally came. So no one's at fault. I just want to make sure that we stay on topic, relatively.
Yeah. Well, this is tied because this is where the persecution complex comes from, and that's where EOT is basing all its shit all their shit from.
And the worst part is none of us
Lizzie.
is none of us here are against trans women competing in women's sport.
No.
None of us
Lizzie?
are against that.
Okay.
Absolutely none of us.
Lizzie, you're shouting over people.
That's all right. I understand that. I'm totally for Lizzie. Say your piece, Lizzie, because you were a direct target of this, and you have more rights than any of us here
Yes.
to say this. You were the direct target along with Rachel.
Yes,
So
I want you to...
you vent as much as you like over the top of us if you need to. Go for it.
No, hang on. I want to say, but yes, Lizzie is... Fuck you, Samsung. Anyway, that was not what I was gonna say. Sorry. Lizzie has absolutely every right to go nuts. I do accept that. I just want to make sure no one's screaming over the top of each other. You can still scream. I just don't want anyone to be, screamed over.
I think my volume was a little bit too loud.
All right. Go, Lizzie.
Go, Lizzie.
Down a little bit.
Oh, yours. The floor's yours, Lizzie. And then we'll let Jeff have his thing.
No, I'm good now. I just wanted to say that basically that none of us here are against trans women competing in women's sport. Like, no one has ever said that.
No, I'm with you, Lizzie. And I'd like to point out something else here. This was fucking months ago.
Months, yeah,
Even
months
if
ago.
you're not happy with the apology of RR, of Rationality Rules, which I personally aren't, because I don't think an apology should then include an attack on the end of it. So I think his apology was malformed. But that's beside the point. He made his other video. He's moved on. Yep.
Oh,
I think everyone else should have fucking moved on too.
Rachel's moved on.
Yeah.
She addressed his thing
Diana.
3 months ago, and she hasn't said or done anything to him. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, he's attacking her on Twitter.
Yeah, because
she had her piece 3 months ago. She's moved on as well.
Yeah.
Because he's got a little man complex, I think.
I also think his channel was demonetized, and he's trying to stir up drama to get views and things.
Yeah, that thread that Rachel started was basically just to promote her new video where she was like talking about a Christian that was saying that being gay is a sin, being trans is a sin. So she was just promoting her video, and then Red brought up the whole thing about when is she going to pull out Rationality Rules, and then EOT decided to jump in there and just cause the whole bloody shit show.
Because EOT is taking every chance they can to stir shit. Because it pleases his little audience and then he gets more money out of it. So he's a fucking shill.
Yeah.
And not in the good sense. An absolute turd burger.
Okay.
Sorry, I digress. Jeff, you've been waiting ages. Go,
Yeah.
we'll let Diana
Okay.
get her thoughts together first.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm trying to calm down a bit here. First of all, can everyone hear me okay?
We can
Yeah.
hear you fine.
Before you start,
Right,
Jeff,
okay.
are you British or Aussie? I can't tell.
I'm British, mate. Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm a pommy bastard.
Hey, at least you're a bastard, which is good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay, mate. Yeah. Well, first of all, nice to meet you all. Wish it was under better circumstances. I just weigh in a few thoughts I got to say on this. Someone it's not really involved, but just seen this over the last couple of days. Now, I got blocked by Essence of Thought on Twitter yesterday for responding to that whole thing where what he'd said to Lizzie and Rachel. Then he put something on there sort of saying, oh, people are, taking me out of context and blah, blah, oh, these people are misrepresenting me. To which I tweeted to Essence of Thought, you complaining about misrepresenting people. Oh, the fucking irony there. Because let's be honest, EOT's quite notorious for that. So anyway, so that earned me getting blocked. Today I finish work. I get on Twitter for the first time. I haven't been on social media all day. And I see this thing from Rachel Oates, and I decided to click the link because I was thinking, what's going on here? And I don't know what. It was one of those heartbreaking things I've ever had to sit through. See someone like Rachel, who I think we can all agree Rachel is probably one of the very nicest people on the whole entire platform of YouTube. To see her like that, see her have harmed like that by this vitriol from Essence of Thought, that, as people have said, just EOT's flogging a dead horse now. This has been going on for a while now. Just drop it already. So this is basically what I've got to say on a couple of things I've got to say. First of all, there's anyone who follows me on social media, whether it be Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, and you support Essence of Thought, please unfollow me, unfriend me now, because I don't want to be associated with you if you support this bullshit. And I'm just going to say my piece by basically saying one thing: fuck you, Ethel. Fuck you on my behalf. Fuck you on behalf of everyone in this room right now. Fuck you on behalf of the entire community, and especially fuck you on behalf of Rachel Oates, because we all know she's too nice to say it, so I'll say it for you. Her. Fuck you, Ethel. Right, rant over. Okay.
Yeah. Before Diana gets in here, I just want to say this. Rachel, if you ever do watch this and you get to this part,
I honestly hope she doesn't, because I think it would stress her out.
I hope she doesn't get to this part either. But if she does,
I hope she doesn't watch it. To be honest, I think it would stress her out.
Yeah, I agree.
I hope Ethel watches it, because you can just fuck off, you absolute cunt.
Yeah, well, just let me say this, because this is important. This is a message directly to Rachel. If you're at a point in your life that you are much stronger and you watch this video, this is a message for you, Rachel. I am so very sorry for what you've been put through, for every tear that you've shed, for every single moment that you've been upset or felt alone or felt abandoned. I am sorry for every vitriolic and hateful thing that other people have said who they will never ever apologize to you for. And I am sorry for every single drop that has been spilt. I am on your side, and I hope you recover fast.
Yeah.
We love you, we love you, Rachel, and we support you.
And we will continue to support you, and we will continue to call out these assholes on your behalf, so you don't have to deal with these absolute cunt burgers.
Oh, yeah, they're cunt burgers.
Yep, cunt burgers.
Alright.
Hi, folks. Can you hear me?
We
Yes.
can hear you, Diana.
Diana,
I can barely hear you.
Oh.
It's okay. I have just set up a WinCrap system, and I'm still trying to work the bugs out of it. Of course, it'll never happen.
That's right, because you're a Linux
For some
baby.
reason, the audio through Zoom is not working well at all, so I can barely hear you, but I'll do the best I can. I'm putting 2 and 2 together here. And the impression I'm getting is that something Okay, I will say it. Essence of twat, said or did, had an effect on Rachel.
I think it's more a case of essence of cock. Never.
Okay.
And a
It certainly
stop.
doesn't have a
Essence
twat.
of, yeah.
Oh,
Essence of bullying.
And his followers.
Yeah, and you know what, Diana, you have the floor completely. But before you do,
if you want to ask questions, we'll try and fill you in on what you've missed. But
Yeah.
before
No,
you do,
I just woke up a little bit ago, so I haven't been looking at the feeds or anything too closely. What
you
happened?
know what happened the other night, though, didn't you? Where Essence of Shit Brains posted a tweet that basically suggested that Lizzie and Rachel should go and kill themselves.
Yeah, I
You
just
saw
saw
that.
that this morning. Yeah.
Yes, well, Rachel
It got
posted she privated a video, and then she tweeted it out that she'd made this video, where that she'd made just after that had happened, where she was. He caused her to have a mental breakdown. Basically, she self-harmed. She was absolutely distraught. She was an absolute wreck. It is really disturbing to watch. She is not in a good place. She has people with her now who are looking out for her. And if that's not bad enough, after this became public, Essence of Fuckwit posted a whole heap of tweets online saying she was only doing it to garner sympathy for herself, and it was young white woman's privilege. Lizzie can probably fill you in actually a little bit better than that on it than I can, because I was that angry that I fucking lost it.
yeah, he full on fucking race baited. He fucking race baited.
Yeah, he is.
That's amazing. I do not. Yes, I do understand how people can support that fuckhead. Because, look at the
There are a lot
country
of
I
other
live
fuckheads
in.
in the world.
Say again?
There are a lot of other fuckheads in the world, that's why.
Yeah. How is Rachel? She,
She's a mess. If Shannon's still in chat, she could probably sort of send me in chat. She could probably fill us in a bit more. But she's absolutely at the moment. But she said somebody's with her at the moment. One of her friends, they got in contact. That she's safe. People looking out for her. But yeah, I mean, it was dreadful. She showed up. She was still covered in blood when she made the video.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was that bad.
For the love of St. Gulick.
It was really that bad. It was really fucking bad.
So the title of the article that he posted was "How White Women Use Strategic Tears to Silence Women of Color."
I just saw that article, before I saw the message from Jen to join this.
By the way,
Yeah, sorry to throw it out to you. I was hoping you were actually already awake.
No, that's all right.
I was having a
Shannon
heck of a day
Q.
yesterday trying to set up this Windcraft system. So I didn't get much sleep at all. So that explains partially why I slept in so much. I woke up, I don't know, maybe, what time is it now? 1330 hours. I probably woke up around 1300 hours.
Well, you're a Linux baby, aren't you?
Say again, Sweetens?
You're a Linux baby, aren't you?
Yes, I am. 20 years a Linux shop. Love every minute of it.
I messed that up. Oh.
You and I have been talking Linux so
bad. The reason I
bad.
set up a Windows system is partially because of Zoom.
Hey, Jeff?
It was crashing my Linux system all the time. So
You're echoing.
I'm still having trouble over here, so we're going to have to figure that out. But enough about me. Let's do the looking at the people who have
I've just retweeted Rachel's the fundraiser to help Rachel.
Yes.
While she takes her break for her mental health. If you do have a few dollars, please throw it in her direction. If you don't, that's totally fine.
I will find some, and I'll get the word out too, as well as that. Yeah.
Please help her if you can, and help her if she does. If you see her online, be her friend, help protect her from these assholes. Oh, I'm sure we can all take a hit for the team just to protect her, especially, and Lizzie. Although
You need to
Lizzie's more
refresh
than
that
capable of
page.
defending herself, I think. But we,
Honestly, guys, I'm fine. I just really want her to be okay.
yeah, I want Rachel to be
Yeah.
okay.
But a few.
No,
that's it.
she's a big sweetie. There's no question about that.
She is.
And in all honesty, if what he'd done had caused her to do the worst, I would want him fucking going into prison for it.
Yeah, what I
Oh, refresh the
first
fundraiser.
thing that
Okay.
comes to my mind
Yes.
is, can that person be found culpable?
Yes.
Hey,
Maybe.
little one, do
Gotta
not
remember
eat
he
my
lives in
microphone
India now.
cable.
Well,
Say again?
Meredith has said yes. He can be found culpable.
Yes, in Australia or the UK, but he lives in India now, doesn't he? So
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
does.
sure how the law works there. I think you might find it very hard to prosecute him. But we might be able to get him off of Twitter at least. And then he can't stir up shit. But the problem isn't just him. The problem is the rest of the scumbags. And I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the same brush. They jump to his defense over this. They jump to defend the indefensible. That, in my mind, makes them almost as bad.
Sorry, I got
Mind
a
you, I
parody.
will say there was one or two of them today who I know had been supporting him, who I think I noticed on Twitter today, who kind of realised that no, he's gone too fucking far this time. Which I think that, so even some this group I think have realised he's gone too fucking far. I wish they sort of realised that a while ago, actually, because I think he went too far a long time ago. But
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean, I can feel myself at fault in a little sense that I mostly felt EOT annoying and not much more than that. I didn't see any of this shit coming.
yeah.
So,
Well, he went after everybody in that group. He went after Thomas Westbrook. He went after Telltale, GM Skeptic, Cirrus, and then finally Rachel. I guess he finally got to Rachel and saw, hey, I can actually hurt somebody, and I'm going to stick with this one, because the other guys, they just blew it off. But Rachel is so nice that it just
blew my mind when he called Telltale transphobic. Telltale-phobic.
Wait,
How
what?
the fuck does he get to that one?
Wait, what?
and the thing, yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, no, he did. EOT called Telltale a transphobe.
That is almost
I've
as
got
bad. Sorry, go ahead.
So I've got a feeling that as far as Essence of Thought is concerned, if you disagree with them on so much as the toppings on a fucking pizza, you're going to be called transphobic.
Oh, dear God.
That
Yes.
seems to be the narrative with him. And
Yeah.
you disagree with what I'm saying, you're a transphobe.
Yeah, everything is a personal attack.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
at this
I know
point,
somebody else who does that too.
You know what we call those kind of people? We call those kind of people dog whistlers.
Assholes. Yeah,
Sorry.
dog whistles, they are, but they're fucking assholes.
I like cockwobble, but that's I got that from
Yeah.
Jen.
Oh,
That's
that
Jen.
does
one
have
of
a
my-
ring to it.
one of my favourite insults.
Except I don't think it says
I
it's
shouldn't do it
enough
either.
for EOT. It has for other people, but I mean, I'm almost prepared to. No, I am prepared to put EOT up there with Yavnik.
Oh,
No, this
Oh.
is
I
as
don't think I
reprehensible.
know who that is, but
that is pretty deep.
No, this is as reprehensible. Encouraging people to commit suicide is as reprehensible as Yavnik.
No, that is true. No, it's
I
worse.
don't
It's
think
worse.
I
I'm
know
not
who that
mincing
is,
words on this. That is the truth.
It's worse than Yavnik.
Well, no, I would
I
say
just
it's
don't
worse than
understand.
Yavnik's a fucking predator. But
Mhm.
Well, there's one thing.
on the same level, it's up there.
Well, let's put it this way. Yavnik prays, while EOT just tries to tell people to go straight for their jugular.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
EOT's a bad person in a different way.
yeah, he's a really bad person. It is a really bad person. Yeah, I said it. It. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Not.
you can upset Shannon.
I don't blame you.
no, you're gonna. Yeah, we have to be better.
We have to be better. We do. It's why
Yeah,
I apologize.
we can try.
It's why.
Yeah.
I mean, I after I joined a tweet that Sarah had put out yesterday, and where she basically questioned whether EOT is actually trans, and she put it in point form, and I added a point on the end said also shades out other trans people and calls them either true scum or transphobes. And this was picked up by EOT and posted about me, somebody who's been friendly to EOT up until this point, and called me out on it and called me a true scum and a trans man and an asshole because I made this one post about them, which was fair enough, I thought. So I apologized for making that post. They rejected my apology and went on to insult me more.
What are you gonna do? I mean, but what do you expect from somebody who's a confirmed liar?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, Cirrus did a video where they claimed that he was trying to say that he's trans because he's pansexual, and it was like, no. And they even showed a private PM where EOT admits, oh wait, that was your partner that was speaking, not you.
Yeah,
and him saying, you know, I thought, and then of course the whole thing with I apologize. You know, technically he told 3 people to commit suicide because there was a third person tagged you can't see. It was Lizzie and Rachel. RR was also tagged. R&D was tagged, and somebody called Red. I don't know. But I know R&D and Red are EOT supporters, so they probably didn't feel it
Red,
was right.
would that be Red Venture?
Yep.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. I know you're talking about.
Okay, so hang on a second. I need to ask this very personally. And Lizzie, I am so sorry, but I'm going to have to do it as an official thing on stream. Here, I've got a tweet that Pirate Kitty gave me. And I quote, which is why I apologized personally to those impacted for how my words affected them, both publicly and privately. Lizzie, did he personally apologize to you, either publicly or privately?
No, after he sent me that tweet that everything is about, they blocked me, so I couldn't even defend myself or ask for clarification, nothing.
There you go. He's a fucking liar.
He did offer an apology, but it was to Gaelic Knox, Cirrus's channel artist. And no offense to Gaelic Knox, because she's a sweetheart as well. Or they're a sweetheart as well. No misgendering.
Somebody is.
And yeah. And it affected her. I mean, sorry, them. And they posted about it. And EOT responded to that and apologized to them for the way that it had affected them, but he didn't apologize to the people actually tagged in the tweet.
Should have apologized directly for the tweet in its entirety and to everyone.
This is true.
And removed the tweet.
But he keeps saying, I apologize publicly, and these people are like, oh, okay, that's great. It's like, you're not even going to confirm with people that there was an apology offered? Because if they're blocked, I don't care how many tweets you make. If I have to go to an incognito tab and try and search you and do all this jazz to get to your page in order to see that you've tried to apologize to me, you're not trying to apologize to me.
No.
And then, of course, like people said with that white women's tears thing, that just blows any apology out of the water.
Now,
this is the
something
same
I'm curious about.
Rationality rules on, because he goes, oh, you made an apology video and then you attacked me at the end of it. Well, dude, you said you apologized, which wasn't really an apology to the people who deserved the apology in the first place, and then you went on to attack the person you said you apologized to. Oh, fuck yourself.
Okay, now I'm sorry, I need to grab the conversation one more time. Everyone, sure. I am going to show something that's rather sensitive. So please be careful.
Okay.
This is to show exactly just how much of a fucking, and I'm sorry, Diana, because I think you're a sweetheart. You've never heard me say this word.
You don't know me very well, do you?
Probably not. But this is how much of a cunt essence of thought is. This tweet is from Patrick or at Room Helper directly to Essence of Thought in relation to the video that Rachel did of her mental breakdown. You happy now? You enjoyed seeing her cut herself? Patrick said.
I saw that.
Yeah. Essence of Thought said, what the fuck you want about? Patrick said, watch Rachel's video. Essence of Thought said this, and I quote, I'll make a deal. I'll give a damn enough about her to watch her video when she stops supporting people who advocate violence against all trans people. Says the person who, 1, told her to go commit suicide, and 2, supposedly, I don't know, apologized maybe? Supposedly?
And this is the thing, where the hell...
All they're trying to do is what he did straight after he did it, where he tried to backtrack by saying, oh, that's not what I meant by it. Well, fuck off. Anyone who knows how to read English can read that was what you meant by it. You don't structure a sentence that way. And for somebody who's always very particular about how you structure your language in your videos, you fucking knew that. So then you try to backpedal from that, and now you're trying to pretend an apology whilst at the same time attacking the people you've hurt. You're a cunt, you're a fucktard, you're a cockwomble, you're a shit for brains, and just fuck off.
So how do you really feel about Essence of Thought?
A new term or two that you can use as well?
Sorry? Any other swear words I can use?
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
you want to coin a new term or something? No, seriously. What I want to know...
Hang on, guys, we're all speaking over each other.
For it.
We're all speaking over each other. And Jeff, you've got a lot of wind coming into the mic, man. And into the mic.
Sorry,
What the fuck am I saying?
Outside, I'm trying.
A lot of wind going into the mic.
Yet. Who
Yeah, I have a
exactly?
few colorful swear words, but yeah, they're not English.
Oh, please, Lizzie, we want to hear them. Can you please call him a holy for swear words in Afrikaans? That would be freaking awesome.
Oh!
Everybody mute. We need to get.
Essence of Thought. Jy is 'n fucking poes. En al wat jy moet doen is fuck off.
Yes!
Am I missing
Love you, Liz.
something? I'm really trying to figure out who is advocating violence against trans people in the first place. I
Hey,
don't
Jeff,
think I've
Mike.
seen anybody do it, so what the hell is Essence of bullshit on about?
Words are violent.
Words of violence.
Words of violence, apparently. Says
I
the
have
person
my own ideas about that. Maybe my skin is... Okay.
I just figured out
Please
why.
excuse me if I put it wrongly, but maybe my skin is thicker than that of
Jeff,
most
sorry, I
other
had to
people. I
mute
don't
you.
know. Words don't do that much of a job on me anymore. So maybe I don't quite understand where that comes from. Sylvia, please do not eat my cable.
I think I
Please
figured
don't do
this
that.
out. You want me to go down the rabbit hole here?
Don't you fucking dare. Alright, go ahead.
Yes,
Jen-
please.
Sociologists
Jen has a notorious thing for doing this.
think that everything is a social construct.
Callum.
And we know from talking to Ocean last night that that's a case of language is a social construct, which I agree with.
Mhm.
And because everything is described in language, it too is a social construct. So therefore, from the thinking from that thing, violence is also a social construct. And as words are a social construct and violence is a social construct, words can be violence. That's where they get this from.
Mm-hmm.
That
So-
seems a bit around and around the mulberry bush to get there.
No,
Yes,
no,
but
no.
this is exactly the argument we had with them last night.
But this
Not
isn't
about
around.
this in particular is a different subject, but this is how they think. This is how they process that together, and it's fucking bullshit. And it's what leads to this sort of shit.
Yeah, but it isn't even around the mulberry bush because it's direct and straight to the point. I mean, it's correlative, and it's causative as well. But not only that, it's very fucking hypocritical because one, they're advocating violence irregardless, telling someone to go commit suicide, but they also try and take that back, saying they're apologizing, but then they're going around and stabbing that apology in the back by saying, I couldn't give a rat's ass to watch a video about someone cutting themselves and harming themselves. So they are doubling down on their hypocrisy in trying to get someone...
Even that. He posted other insults to her after supposedly making an apology.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this is the whole point. This was that crap that I tweeted to you before when he did the whole thing about the white woman crying.
Oh.
It directly aimed at Rachel as a set of insults to her. That her grief, her pain, what had happened to her, how she'd felt after what he'd done wasn't real, and it was all just for attention.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, this is why I was so pissed off. This is why Lizzie's pissed off.
I didn't see that last part. I just saw the race baiting. That's it. Because he's blocked me.
No, fuck the race baiting. This is what it was. This is what the call out was from him. He was calling her dishonest in her pain at what he said.
Oh, you fucking cunt, Eot.
Didn't he also a couple months back say something about himself being in the same kind of situation? And I can't follow his Twitter because obviously I'm blocked. But I heard, or it was insinuated that he had said the same type of thing, like what if your harassment of me causes me to harm myself? Is that news to anybody? Anybody hear that? I don't remember.
They said it in a video recently. They said it in, I think, the most recent video that they made about this whole situation. I think it was the one that they made on Thomas Westbrook, Holy Kool-Aid. Yeah. They said that in the video.
Well, I know what I'd say.
No, you're actually right about that, Lizzie. You know, that was nuts.
I know what I'd say, and if I actually said it out loud, everyone here in this chat will probably block me and disown me, and Shannon Q, my very good friend, would disown me as well. So I won't. But I'll just say this.
I'm logged in as the wrong person at the moment, but do you want to give Noel a wrench?
I already have.
Oh, you already have. Cool. Thanks, Ozzy.
But yeah, I've got a few choice
says
words that I might say
and
live.
then causes Rachel to self-harm, and then doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. So he's a fucking hypocrite.
Yeah, as Noel said, he effectively said we should think ourselves lucky he didn't self-harm. But that's not the speech of somebody who would self-harm. Rachel didn't cry out for help before she tried to really hurt herself. She really hurt herself and then realized where she was at and then cried for help. And then didn't even want to post it. The only reason it really got out there was because Caitlin picked up on it, reposted it without realizing that it was marked private, and I did the same thing.
I think a lot of people did, because I retweeted it before realizing, wait, this is an unlisted video.
Yeah, this is unlisted.
But she tweeted it. She tweeted it out herself, and all of her followers would have seen it.
But that was after we'd already outed it.
Oh.
So I don't know that she actually would have made it public at all if we hadn't have done that. So I actually feel kind of bad in that sense. But on the other side of that, I'm glad she's got help with her now, and that we can hopefully, as a community, stop these assholes from getting anywhere near somebody like Rachel again. Anyone like Rachel, and defend Rachel when she's there. Because everyone, just get on there. If you see these people attacking somebody, call them out on it, tell them to fuck off, and support the person who's being attacked. Because if you're stronger than those, you never know. If you are a stronger personality than the person being attacked, you can probably handle it better than them.
And don't just stop at supporting that person. Report those people attacking that person.
I'd also like to say, if you don't think you're a strong enough personality to take the crap you're going to get from these people, don't engage. Stay out of it. Don't let yourself be hurt. Don't read their bullshit. Block the fuckers.
Yeah, that's.
And if you see bad behaviors, like especially bad behaviors like calling for people to kill themselves, fucking report these people. They need to be reported. They don't deserve a platform. I don't normally say that because I'm a big believer in free speech, but this is one point where, yeah, freedom of speech doesn't count anymore, dude, because you are a fucking asshole.
And you know what? This isn't free speech. This is actively advocating for someone's death. That isn't free speech.
Right.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I've talked over everyone.
So,
Go everyone
Noel-
else. I'm going to mute myself for a minute.
Noel posted a video. I'm gonna link it in the chat.
Please do.
Also, Cult Baby posted something. I'm gonna find that again and put it in there too.
That's right. That reminded me. Everyone's doing this. I'd like to recommend it that after this video, we all do these sorts of videos as well. Cult what Pirate Kitty is doing right now is linking these videos. We are all doing active support for Rachel Oates.
Yeah,
Jen,
definitely.
And then, of course, Anti-Ordinary also did one.
Yeah. Also, Jen, you may want to unmute because Demi's here. Jen.
Oh.
Jen.
Sorry, I muted. Hi, Demi. Nobody heard a fucking thing.
Hi, Demi.
No.
Oh, there she is.
Hi, Demi. You're probably muted, Demi.
Yeah, she has to join by computer audio.
Oh, okay.
Give her a second.
No problems. Yeah, I was saying somebody post Demi's video as well.
I just did, I think.
Thank you. And Demi can shout herself out now that she's here, and I can't believe I was sitting here talking and no one could fucking mute herself.
Well, you did say you were going to mute yourself, but yes.
I did, but I've forgotten I'd done it. That's how worked up I am.
Lizzie and Nerdy did make a good point. EOT's actions are not only harassment, but they are cyberbullying, and that is an international crime. Even in India.
Okay, then.
And I'm also throwing in the video that was done by Cyrus the Skeptic a little bit ago, since it's related to this.
It's related, but it doesn't cover the new stuff, unfortunately. But Demi does, as Knowles, I believe, does as well. Because Noel only just made it, so.
Yeah. Demi, get your sexy ass in here and introduce yourself and start speaking up.
I wish you could join us in here, Noel, because I'd love to hear you take directly in here as well.
What Jen was doing.
I will mute myself now, Demi, because I want you to be able to go to town.
Oh, like I've done all that. Like I'm holding that in for tomorrow because I'm recording again, and I need to have like my fucking fat bitch energy to fucking pop off. Like, it's just fucking disgusting. Like, it actually, it's unacceptable that you have people that are so unwilling to have discussions that they're going to push people to a point of having a fucking breakdown on a camera just to demonstrate that this is not acceptable. Everyone should have been at a point of understanding that well before it reached this. And, like, I don't know, it's just, it's fucked up. And the fact, oh my God, the hilarious fact that they think they're some kind of virtuous, good fucking superheroes for any fucking community is absolutely delusional and ridiculous, and they need to fix themselves and hopefully get castrated as well, because that'll probably help everyone else.
Yeah, I really kind of hope they're not a breeder, because I'd hate to think what sort of kids they're going to bring up.
I just don't want. I don't really care. I was just being a bitch. I wasn't actually being serious. But
I am.
I fucking. It's just wrong. It's wrong. And I'm really glad people were speaking out about it. Like, I think I see a lot of, like, double standards and hypocrisy
Demi?
in a lot of people that is. Hello?
Breathe.
Hello?
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, breathe, Demi.
Breathe. We can all hear it.
Breathe but preach, because you're going somewhere I've been watching.
What are we talking about?
Oh, it sounded like
talking about the hypocrisy.
No, you're tearing up. We can hear it.
I don't have emotions.
Yeah, you do, girl.
Yeah, you do. Come on.
No, I don't. I am a heartless, cold fucking bitch, and I will stab you.
Are you threatening me with a good time?
Yes, baby.
He'd love that.
Oh my.
But anyway, I just think like it's really good everyone's like stepping up and saying something about it, like which is good. But I also think there's a lot of hypocrisy and double standards because you all are pussies on every other situation, and for some reason this one is a bit different. I don't know why really, but this one's a bit different. So everyone feels empowered to speak up, which I'm proud for because I want Rachel to have the support. But it's also like, yeah, just look at yourselves in the mirror. You fucking people were aligned with this person really not that long ago, and they haven't changed all that much. They've just turned the focus inward.
Hmm?
You know me, Demi. I give people enough rope to fucking hang themselves.
Well,
It's alright. No, I agree with you. You know, you've been saying for a while what kind of person EOT is, and I've been giving them the benefit of the doubt. Mostly because I didn't know them that well, but and I always like to interact with people because I hope that by interacting you can make them be better. But I can see now that you're right, and there's nothing you can do to make this person better. This person's an asshole. They're not going to get better from talking to people online. They need fucking therapy.
I was going to say that they can get better. There's always a positive. You just need serious fucking professional help, motherfucker. You
We're
need
not gonna
someone
be
that's been licensed, right?
But none
I
of us
can't
are
even-
going to be able to help this person. This person needs to get off the fucking internet and go and get proper counselling.
I can't even help my own life. Okay, I'll figure that out first. You need to go to a therapist. I need to figure out to do my laundry responsibly. As hard as my problems go.
You're better than I am.
I'm gonna make a dig at this motherfucker, and I'm sorry, but
We haven't been?
no, Shannon Q's gonna get Shannon Q's involved in this, but I don't even think Shannon Q can help this motherfucker.
Oh.
I don't think Shannon Q would support this.
I would agree.
That's not something I see Shannon Q doing. I might be wrong, but
Shannon's
that's
been in
just
chat,
my...
Demi. Shannon came in to support us.
Yeah, to support us. Yes. Oh my. Okay, cool. Okay, I think I got wired.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Shannon's been in chat to support us calling EOT out on being a prick.
Really, it's supporting Rachel by proxy.
But yeah, supporting Rachel by proxy, and to let us know that Rachel's okay.
Hello, Shannon. Can't see the chat, but that was cool.
I don't know that she's still there. She's sort of at work and in and out. Otherwise, she would have hopped in and said her piece too. So.
Apparently, 14 people are
even
watching,
people
and I
who
can't.
don't normally get pissed at people are pissed now.
Oh yeah.
This is not
like Nutjar Witness. Nutjar Witness.
Oh, man.
Round of applause, buddy. Like, you're the biggest pussy I know, and you've really stepped up and fucking told people about themselves, and I like appreciate that. Like, me and Nutjar are friends, so he knows when I call him a pussy, I'm like just joking around. But he's not typically very vocal, like against things in the community. He doesn't really talk very much about people within the community. But something about this situation just pissed him the fuck off, and I was like, "Yes, go on, son. Go on, my son."
Attacking Rachel is like kicking kittens. I mean, is that nice?
This is the guy who would bury a puppy in the ground and run over it.
After stabbing it a couple of times.
My metaphor was bad.
But here's the thing, and I'm sorry, but Notja, you're gonna kick me in the nuts for this. But Notja is a teddy bear. He's
Everyone has to grow and develop their boss bitch, their fat pussy energy.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone could be quite as boss bitch as you.
Of course, that goes without saying.
In all honesty, if Notja's cock wasn't tattooed on, he'd probably be a lot more tough.
No, but in all seriousness, he is a giant teddy. He is very lovable. He's got a big smile. He's got a friendly persona. Don't piss him off. Otherwise, you're gonna get this. He gave EOT the benefit of the doubt of a doubt. Not your witness gave EOT the benefit of the doubt before this shit happened, saying, "I don't know you."
Which is why he's so pissed
But
off.
that's
I mean,
that's
the same for me. I gave EOT the benefit of the doubt, so I am extra pissed off because he threw it back in my face. I mean, he threw it back in my face when I tried to organise a meeting between him and Sarah to sort their shit out.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's what I'm saying. You don't throw shit in people's faces when they've given you specifically the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I'm just too nice, but I'm still kind of giving him a little bit of a benefit.
No, fuck it. He doesn't deserve it anymore.
But I mean,
I'll be right back.
All respect.
I still sit here and say, okay, I see how it sounds, and I'm still kind of saying, well, maybe he didn't mean it to sound that way, and it did come out that way. And a really easy way to cover that would have been like, oh shit, that's not what I meant to say. I'm sorry, and been done with it. But he didn't do that, and so that's why I'm like, I'm putting a little tug of war.
Oh shit, I didn't mean it to come out that way. I will delete the tweet. I'll rephrase my stuff, or actually, he doesn't need to rephrase it. Just delete the fucking tweet.
Yeah.
Move on.
He doesn't know how to apologize.
He kept going. He tried to defend the indefensible. And then when we kept calling him out on his shit, he doubled down and threw more shit at people. Only an asshole does that. He is an asshole. He's a complete and utter fucking asshole. He's a cock-wombling asshole, and he deserves to fuck right off.
He's a blood spiller. That's what he is.
He's a blood spiller.
Obviously.
And
thing is, like when he.
Sorry, go
on, Osman. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, thing is, with the whole way he blocks people and that. I mean, I've just noticed that he's a classic example of a bully, because he's the kind of guy that once you stand up to him, he's gonna run away. He wants to run back into his little echo chamber when he's called out on his bullshit by blocking people and that. This is what it classically is. He saw Rachel Oates as a soft target, I think, and this is what has happened. I think, there's probably an awful lot as a community we could learn from. Then he said, I wish I'd maybe have spoken up at him maybe a bit before I did, but I mean, I just think really my thoughts are with Rachel right now. I'm just saying this. I'm going to probably drop out in a second because I'm going to go and have a beer because I need to calm down about this shit, to be honest. But I'll just say it's been nice talking to you all. I just wish it had been under better circumstances. I'll see you guys. Well, let's hope so. I hope this isn't the last time. Time difference is obviously a bit of a thing of us, but probably easier for me actually. But anyway, I shall see you all later.
Before you go, please plug yourself.
Yeah, go and plug yourself, Jeff.
Yep. I've only got a tiny little YouTube channel, which I don't really get on YouTube that often, but it's Mr. Metal Lover 666. I don't go on there that often, to be honest. I've been on there a couple of times recently over this bullshit with those flat earthers who've been doing false copyright strikes against YouTube channels.
Yes,
I don't
that
know
one.
if you've heard all that. Yeah, I don't know if you heard all about that stuff, but that's a whole shit show in itself. But
being a panelist on movie night, I'm familiar with most of the people involved, and that was a real piece of shit. But
anyway, that's a little off topic, but anyway, that's it's just Jeff Breeze on Twitter and that, and so anyway, that's me. Nice to meet you all. I'm going to drop out of the conversation now. Okay.
Hi, Jeff.
Take care, sweetness, and
stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.
Wait a minute. Why is this? There it is. I'm still getting used to this system.
So, Lizzie, you got anything else to add? Because you were directly attacked.
Yeah, you were.
No, I'm good. I think I've said everything that I wanted to say.
You don't want to let out any last few moments of ranting or aggression just to get it out of your system?
Even in Afrikaans?
Even in Afrikaans?
No, I'm good.
That was awesome.
That was pretty
It's going to
awesome.
be in my video tomorrow, hopefully, if all goes to plan.
Brilliant. Anything else you want to add, Demi? I know you've done a video on it, so you've let it all out, but...
Yeah, well, I have a video coming tomorrow. Go check my video out on this one. That was a fail. Go check the video out that's already there about this situation.
I'm gonna watch that straight after.
Yeah. We've linked you in the chat already, so hopefully people have seen it.
Just
the whole heap of stuff we want people to watch after this.
Fuck essence of thought is my final thought.
Fuck you, Ethel.
I'm waiting for someone to go absolutely batshit crazy and just scream it into the mic.
I'm not going to do that. My friend.
I think I misgendered him in the first 5 seconds of them. I think I misgendered them in the first 5 seconds of my video.
How not misgender?
You can't misgender Ethel. Yeah.
Anyway, as I said online, I think shit is quite a genuine pronoun to give to somebody that actually is a shit.
I don't know if it's a pronoun, but it's a good descriptor.
Just want to point out, Rachel, the GoFundMe is now at 12:45.
Oh, that's brilliant! And yes, anyone who can, I know I've been saying it over and over again, and we don't have that many people watching now. Anyone who has a few bucks they can throw to help support Rachel, please.
Yep.
Please do.
It's at 12:45, and in my personal liking, I'd like to see it up at least 1,500.
I know it was only originally asking for $1,000, but it's going to make sure that Rachel doesn't have to stress about how she's going to live for the next couple of weeks as she gets therapy to help herself. Because she really needs it.
She does.
And this is what assholes like fucking EOT do to people.
And it's not just... No.
Sorry, go Kitty.
I said it's not just EOT. There's also the Cunt Hoven people are attacking her because she's been doing that. So
and
she's
they'll
got
attack her more because of this.
Yep. She's got people who should be her allies attacking her.
Yeah.
She's got people who are her enemies attacking her.
So she's being attacked on 3 fronts.
2 fronts.
That's what I say in my video. I see it makes literally no sense to me to be attacking Rachel Oates. She's literally, she inspired me to start my channel, and she's literally been here making videos in defense of the LGBTQ community for fucking ever. And now I just don't fathom it. I just can't understand it. It's just
She's
baffling.
like Shannon Q. She's one of the loveliest people you could ever fucking meet. And this fucking toe rag of a cunt burger, this fucking tampon up the asshole of the planet.
Jeez.
It
has to be an absolute
Yanev's tampon.
An attacker like that.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Look, I didn't hear what you said.
You said tampon, and then I made the connection with Yanev. Claiming that that person claiming that because they're intersex, they're on their period, which, by the way, I'm intersex, and fuck that noise.
Me too, Kitty.
That's not how that works, but...
Yeah, it's not how it works, so... Yep.
Yaniv is a fucking individual so lost I don't think it exists in this universe. I don't care. Roast me. I called it an it because it's an it. It's a fucking monster. It's a pedophile. It's a predator. Come at me, bitch.
Oh,
Yeah, it's an it.
Yeah.
It's an it.
I don't see how you can... yeah. It's another one that I think shit is a quite valid pronoun for Yavnik. Yeah, Yavniv? Whatever it is.
You know
I
what?
can never remember how you pronounce it.
I'm gonna say it. I'm going to agree with Jen in one front. EOT is on the same level as Yanev. They're both fucking psychopaths.
Different issues
Yeah,
with the
I
two
can
of
see
them, but the problem that they cause in society is similar.
Yeah, it's similar to psychopathy. But
They're both really hurting the LGBTQ community.
Oh, I agree.
The right wingers are going to look at them and use them and hold them up as this is why they can't go to the bathroom. This is why they can't get married. This is why they can't do this. This is why they can't do that.
You are the reasons why the rest of us can't have nice things. Now go fuck off.
I've been going on about this for a long time, and for some reason, most people don't seem to be able to get it. And I wish there were a way to get this across to people, that people like EOT, people like Anif are horribly detrimental to the LGBT community. I don't know how to emphasize that.
Did you see the tweet I put out about actions of certain members of the trans community who promote impropriety in certain ways that affects people? I didn't actually directly name BOT in it, although it was mostly aimed at them. And I pointed a lot towards a lot of non-binary people, because a lot of this crap seems to come from them. And all I said about non-binary people was I can understand. This is the reason why a lot of binary trans people are very skeptical of non-binary people, because of these sort of reactionary things.
Like,
well, I'm going to tell you right off
a non-binary person jump on that thread and attack me for discrediting them personally. And I said, no, I'm only discrediting people who are being assholes. But it just seems that most of these assholes are coming out of the non-binary community.
Thing is, people should be allowed to be assholes without getting shit on everybody else in their community.
That's right.
It just ends up happening. Like, I should be able to be an asshole without painting every person I associate with as an asshole.
People are making a general comment. Don't take the fucking general comment personally.
So my thing is, I don't really question or not support non-binary people. I fully support non-binary people, gender fucks, gender queers, whatever the fuck you are. But and I have friends that are non-binary, and I've never had a negative experience like this. I've never been in public with them and they started roasting someone because they didn't get called a fucking zebra or some shit. Like, they're just completely normal people. And I just think, like I say in my video I just uploaded, that's why we don't hear about them. That's why we don't hear very many average non-binary people speaking, because they're just trying to go about their everyday life, not disturbing people, not getting called out.
They're like the average binary trans person who just wants to get on with their fucking lives. But people like you and me have to come out of the woodwork and say, hey, we are binary trans women, and we're going to have to say shit because you guys are saying the wrong fucking shit and being assholes.
So then maybe we're part of the problem. Maybe we need to start sharing our platform with non-binary people that are like us, instead of focusing so much of our platforms. I'm not going to, because it don't get the views. That's flat out true.
I agree with you, Demi, but I don't have a problem with talking to non-binary people who are actually sensible and see these things for how they are. I have problems with talking to people like EOT, and there's a few others of them, who have this persecution complex. It's the same persecution complex you get from radical feminists who go, oh, it's so bad in the Western world, we have all this bad shit happening. No, go to the third world and see how women are treated there, and then you'll know what that fucking is. You are inventing things to be upset about that aren't real, instead of concentrating on the things that you should be working on.
In some cases, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm not talking about all. It's mostly a problem with the very radical feminists.
Yeah.
Right, but it's there, and those particular feminists tar the rest of the feminists with a bad brush to the general public. And you go, oh no, it doesn't tell you. It does. When people are assholes and associate themselves with a community, other people outside that community see the asshole and goes, oh, everybody in that community must be like that. Because it's the hive mentality, and it's how we see things. That's how humans react to things. So I
just can't relate to it.
The assholes. Yeah, I don't do it either, but a lot of people...
I'm just happy to be the fucking bitch. Since a couple of months ago, about 6 months ago, there's a lot of newer, smaller voices in this community, and there's a lot of smaller ones that have just faded away. And 6 months ago, it seems like the mentality of this slightly newer group is different, because...
Please, Noel, hop in. Sorry.
when I would make a video calling out these people within our own community for attacking me or for attacking other people or for saying stupid shit, I would be like a shit stirrer causing drama and stuff. I'm fine with that. I don't give a fuck. Call me everything, baby. I love it. It's just, I feel like that's how you have a healthy community, is that you challenge each other, you highlight the negative things within your own community, because if you don't, you let that slide and fester and grow and get worse.
Okay,
I already sent Noel the link.
Oh, you did?
Earlier.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. Whoopsie.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there, Demi. The problem is that a lot of people can't take it. They want to be out here. They want to be saying what they want to say. But when you try and push them on it, we get schisms like this because they want to hang up on some small... You can agree 99% with me, but because you don't agree with that 1%, you're a fucking fucker. You know, I can't think of anything at the moment.
It's if you're not with me, you're against me.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
It's the us or them mentality, which is what I tweeted out earlier. Us and them mentalities is what causes this kind of crap.
You don't have to install the client. You can just click the button and do it through your browser.
Yep.
That's what I did.
Yeah. It doesn't take long to install the client, though. It's not very big.
Yeah. I want to do a little something. I want to cut a piece of this video out so that we can upload it as a separate thing for Rachel.
Oh, we're all going to say we love you, Rachel.
I want to actually do something to that effect, but I want to try and get each and every single one of us to say about 30 seconds to a minute worth of stuff that's positive for Rachel, so that if she ever sees any of these videos, she can see the amount of people as a compilation just showing support for her. What do you guys think about that?
I actually would rather us record a little bit each ourselves, and maybe if we send them to Demi, and Demi can include them in her video tomorrow.
You know what? I think that's a good idea.
You up with that, Demi?
It's well, no, I'm not sorry, because it doesn't go with the concept that I've. But you can take part in that, so I'll send you all a message with the words that I have everyone else saying, and essentially we're all going to say the same sentence. It goes something along the lines of, I have opinions, I'm not transphobic. If you're a trans woman, of course, or something, you can say you're a trans woman instead. I have opinions, I'm not transphobic, I'm an ally or some shit. I can't remember right now, am I?
Do that through and we'll participate.
Someone's
No might like to. We're just talking.
But you need to record it by tomorrow, because I'm like a really fast moving bitch.
What time do you want it? Your time.
As soon as possible, because I'll be
I'm going to
hopefully
bed after this. What time do you want it tomorrow?
as soon as you wake up and get it sent off to me. I'm still waiting for other people as well.
I'll message you to make sure you haven't done it by then.
Okay, well, the Demi ship doesn't wait for anyone, honey, so this is show business. Get on board, baby.
Awesome. No.
No.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
No, I did not hear you asking whether you could hear. Whether we could hear you.
It is nice to meet you in person, though.
Yes. Thank you for having me on. I'm pleased I could make it my little lad's asleep. I've got a monitor of him just.
I'll try not to swear too much.
Hey, Noel.
Hi, Lizzie. All right.
Oh,
Go on, given the circumstances.
I'm pretty upset, but I think Lizzie's more pissed than me.
Yeah. It's. I must be honest. From my perspective, probably, I have a bit more history with Essence of Thought. I think so. I went into this whole thing right from the word go. Maybe most of the bridges burnt anyway, because we'd had an engagement a few years back over no platforming at universities, and there are certain similarities between sort of the way that went then and the way this has gone now, not in terms of the things that have happened today, but in terms of not being able to show any contrition what happened back then was that he'd made a video about no platforming at universities, and it doesn't really matter the rights or wrongs of it, but a large number of people, including most of his subscribers, it was probably the first video he ever made that he got a significant amount of pushback on.
Oh.
And a lot of his subscribers at the time criticized him for the video. And his perspective was, well, you've all misunderstood me. It's all your mistake and nobody else's. And as a guy at the time, a guy called Richard Firth, God be here, who's probably one of the cleverest guys I've ever seen on YouTube, really, said at the time, you know, if one or two people mistake what you've said, then it's on them. But if pretty much everybody's doing it, at the very least, you ought to be able to say, well, yeah, okay, I've got to hold my hand up and say that, you know, I've not got the message across very well here. But he wasn't even kind of prepared to do that. And we came to blows somewhat with regard to that. So I went into this with a very negative perspective. But I must admit, some of the way that this has turned recently, I didn't really expect, you know. I mean, I certainly think that he has got significant issues of his own, really. He's disappeared himself down a sort of rabbit warren. And as I said, I uploaded a video a bit earlier. It sounds a strange thing to say, perhaps, but I'm not actually quite so mad at him, because I'm not sure that he's at the point now where he can hold himself back. But there's a sort of little cabal of people that are feeding him and pushing him a little bit further and patting him on the back and pushing him to go a little bit further, do a little bit more. You know, it's as if he can't actually ever overstep the mark as far as they're concerned. And that's really unhealthy, I think, you know.
Hey, kids, can you hear me?
We can hear you, Diane.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
I just figured out my problem. Now I have sound through the speakers. Yay!
Awesome.
Continue. I just I just set this system up yesterday, Noel. So I'm still shaking the bugs out.
Well, congratulations for setting it up. Yeah.
Your video was really good now. Like, it was so quick. So quick. I was 99% sure I was going to have the first video up, and it was so good as well.
I set my little lad up in front of the television with Ben 10 on and said, right, you can watch 2 Ben 10s and then I'll come back downstairs again. And he was good as gold, actually. So sometimes something happens. Sometimes something happens and you think, yeah, I need to say something about
well,
this.
that was the same for this.
Just lights the fire under you.
Yeah. Yeah, it just goes beyond a certain point.
We had a stream planned for Saturday night US time with Jay from End the Conspiracy, and we were in the chat talking about it when the stuff was posted, when EOT did that crap shit about saying Rachel's doing the crying white chick thing just for attention.
Yes.
Posted.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And I was back in the channel. I said, I'm fuming. We have to go now. We have to do this now because.
And I'm a little bit psychopathic, right? I don't know if that's the right word. I'm not a doctor or anything of that sort. But when I see anyone on YouTube make a video crying their fucking eyes out, I look at that shit and I'm like, oh, are you trying to play me for a fool? But like, I would never, without any actual solid evidence or anything, it's a complete lack of empathy. I'm not a complete psychopath. Do you know what I mean? I just have like, you mentioned in your video, you're a bit of a bitch sometimes, so am I now. But it's like, we're still human at the end of the day. You can still relate and empathize to someone and see when they're struggling. And for you to respond in that way, I can't imagine responding like that, having watched what I had done to someone and then making a video like that.
I think it's if the situation would be somewhat different if still been a very good response on EOT's part, but if Rachel had been going all in on this, you know, both guns blazing, making videos criticizing Essence of Thought, all this kind of thing, then you could kind of think, well, yeah, you're stepping up to the plate, you're getting involved in it, then you've got to be able to prepare to take it as well. But like I said in the video, there's a sort of unwritten rule, I think, in these engagements. I mean, I've been making YouTube videos for 11 years now, and it's sort of like, if somebody takes a step back, if somebody says, you know what, I can't take this anymore, or I don't want to get involved in this is too much for me, then that's where you draw the line. But it's been like the polar opposite of that. It's been like, not just from Essence of Thought, but from a few others as well. It's like, well, no, I'm sorry, you can't. I'm sorry, it's not as simple as that. You can't just walk away from this. You've got to do this. You've got to say this. You've got to comment on this. You should be making a video on this. And that's just a totally different way of carrying on that. And I think that's where it gets particularly stressful for somebody then, you know, because it's like there's no way out. It's not as if other than just totally leaving social media. And that puts it in a totally different scale.
And I think it's unacceptable. Like you said in your video that you're down for this kind of interaction because you are abrasive to people online. And I say in my video, I'm not a nice person.
Right.
I don't
I'm sorry,
perceive it.
Demi. EOT just wrote a post back to Rachel on her thread where she posted that video after people were saying, we're so sorry, you don't deserve this, you better. His response was, except she does deserve this for defending people calling for violence against trans people.
Yeah.
Oh my
But it's so
you
fucking
cunt.
dumb. It's so fucking dumb. You're so fucking dumb. You absolute cunt. There is in no way anyone has at any point called for violence on trans people at all. You fucking reject. You're just disgusting.
If he keeps up, I might call for violence on him, but not because he's trans, but because he's a fucking asshole.
That's what I said in my video. People aren't hating on you because you're trans. People are hating on you because you're a dickhead. That's it. People don't like you because you are a bad person, not because you're trans.
I'm sorry,
EOT,
Shannon.
If you would, fuck off.
Yeah.
And your friends
Just fuck off.
go fuck off as well.
Yeah.
God
I'm
damn
sorry.
you.
Leave Twitter, leave YouTube, go and get a proper job, and just fuck off.
Go get some fucking therapy, you fucking cunt.
This is all hitting too close to home. Go away.
Yeah, no,
Like-
I'm with you, Liz. I'm with Lizzie and I'm with Demi. It was actually Lizzie who told me. That was why Lizzie had posted in the thing for me to check my DM. She just sent that.
Okay, so I'm not a big
No, I need to say this. I'm sorry for interrupting everyone. But where the fuck does anyone, especially EOT, get off with saying that this person deserves to go and commit suicide? Deserves to go commit self-harm?
Yeah,
Where the
that's just
fuck do you
nuts.
get off on that?
Exactly.
Nice, in the words of Stephen Fry.
Well, I think the problem is that he believes his own hyperbole. So he comes up with the first line was all about human rights violations, and his latest one is now that Stephen Woodward has been committing acts of violence against all trans people.
That?
But that's his line. That's what he's thought up now. Well, that's the tap that I'm gonna. And every time somebody responds, that's what I'm going to trot out. That's what I'm going to trot out. But I think he kind of believes his own hyperbole, his own spin in a way, and that's when the wheels really come off, when you believe your own bullshit, you know.
But
So
that's
can I ask
hyperbole.
you a question? No. Do you think he's doing this maliciously, or he actually believes the things he's saying?
I think he believes it. Yeah, I do.
So,
I think let me get this straight. There's a certain kind of denial in that if you demonstrate categorically that something is false, he'll just ignore it. He'll just blank it out and pretend it's not there. So I think there's that element of not believing it, but I think generally, yeah, I think he genuinely believes that he has the sword of righteousness in his hand over all of this, you know, that it's a crusade, and that effectively the more people that are against him, it just further justifies how terrible everybody is and how terrible the world is and what a big challenge he's got on, rather than, as most people would, you reach some kind of tipping point, don't you, where you think, well, hang on, these
maybe I
people
fucked up.
Yeah, these people that I previously thought were reasonable are all sort of ending up on the other side. Well, maybe it's actually me, but that's where I think the rational part has walked out the door some weeks ago, I think, in many cases.
I hope you're alright there, Lizzie. That's why Lizzie didn't speak it herself. She's can't speak at the moment.
Pirate Kitty, please send that to me in my Twitter DMs.
The picture?
everything that you can, including that last bit.
Alrighty.
I mean, real rational people don't behave the way that Eot is. I mean, you and I know we've had our differences. You didn't even realize we had them because I blocked you.
I didn't.
I blocked you because I disagreed with you and I thought you were being a complete asshole.
Yeah.
But I got over that and then I forgot that I blocked you. I unblocked you because of a discussion you were having with Sarah. And we actually rediscussed what I'd originally upset, and I realized that the whole reason why you and I had different takes is because we're in different countries and the way it works is slightly different. I still think there's nuance there where you and I disagree, but I'm not as pissed about it now as I was. But as far as the sports stuff goes, you and I mostly agree on that.
Yeah.
There's...
It's not the thing is that the people that he's railing against there, it's not so, he portrays it as if it's some kind of fringe group, but in actual fact, it's the mainstream, not just in terms of the public who don't really know that much about it, but actually in terms of sports science and the sports authorities, including those like Joanna Harper and people like that, who are very much on the pro-trans side of it and advocating for trans women in sport. They're still along that mainstream point, and effectively, as far as he's concerned, they are transphobic because he's got the really extreme.
Because the real science, what the mainstream thing is with most of the people who are actually talking within a lot of the elite sporting organizations is we need to do shitloads more research, figure out where the rules need to be changed. For now, we'll allow it.
Yeah.
But we're gonna we're probably gonna have to change some of the rules.
Yeah.
And that is reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because I don't even think sports is a human rights issue, to be perfectly blunt. I think access to sports and physical fitness and everything like that is, but access to be able to compete at an elite level is a privilege. I know Liz disagreed with me, and she said, no, the access to being able to compete in a category, it doesn't matter which one it is the right. But being able to
the IOC's position
in a protected category is the privilege. So I can confess that that's probably the fairer way to put it.
My position is, sorry.
Go on, Demi.
My position is I really kind of don't give a fuck about the whole are trans women or men supposed to compete in the same fucking thing. They'll all figure that out themselves. I don't watch sports anyway, so if they can do that.
I care
what I care
I used to play netball. I don't now.
Amazing. Okay, and everyone cares about different things. But what I care about is the fact that a discussion, which should be nothing more than an intellectual thing at best, has resulted in someone being this broken down by a person. I don't really give a fuck about the sports at this point. I really care about what actual real world implication this is having on someone we all know.
Yeah. No, I agree. But, I mean, my point was that I think his take on the sport issue is just fucking retarded.
But this is how it's all spiraled out, hasn't it? It's gone from that original issue. It's like a popular TV show that's got a couple of spin-offs now. You know, there's the Austin secular community of Austin or whatever it is, and then there's this issue here, and it's really complicated. If you're just coming into it now, you wouldn't have a clue, would you? Really, what the hell was going on? To be honest,
I mean, the ACA fucked up badly. You don't word. Yeah, you take more care in wording a fucking statement than what you do. I'm not necessarily saying they were wrong to put out a statement, but they should have made their statement on their position before they ever had Stephen on this show, because they're fucking hypocrites.
Yeah.
And that's my point as far as that goes. You don't ask somebody on and then diss them afterwards. You just fucking
that's pretty much. I mean, I made a video straight after that, and that's pretty much what I said. That effectively, once you've had somebody on, if you've made a mistake and you think we should have handled this differently, then you frame that missive that you send out in terms of yourself. You don't start pinning it. You say, look, we realise that. We need to handle things differently when we have guests on. You don't say, well, this guest had made a transphobic video.
They actually lost the right to make a statement about the content once they'd invited him on.
Yes, they
At
had
that
every
point,
right to.
the only statement they can make is, "We fucked up. We are
Yeah.
sorry."
We will handle things differently in the future. Blah blah blah.
So we apologize for any hurt we caused in the community.
Yes.
We are not going to make a statement on the video
Yeah.
that we apologize for the hurt that we caused.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
We
you
will do
go with
better.
that,
Yeah.
and you remove your content that you're apologizing for, which they didn't do. So they're
Yeah.
fucking hypocrites.
Yeah. They
And,
kept
and you're all
publishing,
aware.
didn't
You're all aware that like half of the people involved with that statement had never even met Stephen.
Yeah. That they had no
like
idea.
more than half of them had no idea who he was. They had no idea what his content was. They haven't been following him, so they're
They had
basing
no
their
idea of the issues either. They never talked to anyone in the community. Well, apart from a couple of people who got their knickers in a knot. I'm sorry. People, like a handful of trans people here and there, don't speak for the entire community. You don't. It's like walking up to somebody in the middle of the street and going, "Hey, you've got the final vote on Brexit."
It's just really confusing to me. Within about 2 months, I've made 2 videos, but in one video, I'm saying that we shouldn't be viewed, like relating to Jessica Yaniv, trans people shouldn't be viewed as if we have to make a defense of one trans person isn't like responsible for everyone else. But then on the other hand, I'm here and it's like this trans person speaks as though they speak for the rest of trans people. And it's like on every side there are crazy people and they just speak so much louder than everyone else.
Yeah. That is always the problem, isn't it? Yeah.
And that's why we have to speak out against them, because they do, as I said before, there's people who go, "Oh, that people like that don't make the rest of us look bad," but they do, because it's the moderates you have to convince to your position, and they say shit like that, and they tar you all with the same brush.
And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to hit in here. I'm sorry to every single person who does not ascribe to this notion, Shannon Q, and I'm sorry to everyone here, but I have to say this right now. EOT, you just passed a line with me that you don't want to cross. But you did it anyway. I am not advocating for your harm. But if I ever saw you on the street, let's just say there's gonna have to be a few phone calls made for your safety. That's it.
You're not likely to see them on the street, thank God. Not that I believe in God, but still.
Yeah, but the problem with saying things like that is that it's going to get back to them, and then they're going to be like, "See, these people, they claim to be rational, but they're threatening me."
Oh, but I'm not rational. I'm not rational.
And also, it just sounds kind of corny as well. I know.
It does a bit.
Yeah.
I don't think it solves it. I have to say as well.
So it's not really a threat.
Yeah, I don't think it solves anything either. I mean, like I say, I think he obviously has issues. Maybe the situation itself has got too big for him to be able to deal with, and that's why it's ended up burrowing down this well. You know, it's hard not to want to. I made a comment to Lizzie in a private message earlier on saying if I quite fancy punching him on the nose, but I mean, obviously I wouldn't actually punch him on the nose, you know. It's just a sort of feeling that it makes you feel a bit better for saying something. Yeah,
exactly. But you also need to remember this is the same guy that part of this is caused because Rachel hearted a comment about breaking kneecaps as a joke. You know, the common, "Who do I gotta hurt? You hurt my friend. Who do I gotta hurt?" He blew that out of proportion. Of course, he'd blow stuff like this out of proportion.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the irony of that is taken seriously, right? Taken at face value, and he waxes lyrical about all the harm that's causing him, and all trans people will suffer, and yet he can watch a video of somebody with blood oozing out of their arm.
I honestly don't think he watched the video. I don't think he's watched it. I think people have said this is what happened in the video, and he's just going to say, "Okay, that's what happened in the video. I don't need to watch it."
You know,
Yeah,
what?
possibly.
And I'm sorry, but Nerdy and to everyone here, I personally believe that EOT is in a space where he can be therapeutically helped at this stage. He needs to stop.
Drugs, maybe.
No, not even drugs. He needs to stop. He needs to close his Twitter down. He needs to stop, back away for a few fucking weeks, and then maybe he might have a chance at, recuperation. But at this stage, I will be the unreasonable person here, and I will say, if I see him on the street, he won't be on the street.
Or he will be on the street.
No, he won't be. But I will be
The
the
problem is,
See, where I disagree with you now is that I do think he's malicious. I don't think he. I think he does. I think it's a mix of both. So I think he does, to some extent, believe these things, but I think he's also using people like Rachel, people like Rationality Rules, to try and project his platform out there more. And he's going about it in the most disgusting way possible because that's what's getting him the most attention.
I certainly think he's played for the audience. I don't disagree with that. I mean, certainly on his videos, you only have to look at the views and the interest he gets on videos about the ACA and all these different issues compared to the views he gets on his normal. And obviously that provides a sort of incentive, I suppose, to keep blowing it up. It's the same as thing we saw.
Continually covered it. When everyone else is like, dude, fucking shut up. It was months ago.
Yeah.
And
like if you're unstable, maybe.
Like fucking going on about it.
Yeah. But unfortunately, there is a bunch. It's like saying about definitely the right thing for him to do is to leave social media, really, because unfortunately there's a bunch of gibbering goons who are just cheering him on, and that's the problem. And while everybody's on here, and because he's blocked almost the rest of civilization, those are the people that he's hearing all the time, and they'll say, "Oh, well done! This is another great blow you've served there for trans people. You're doing a great job." And unfortunately,
he's like the recovering drug user whose only friends are other drug users.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes, exactly. You could just go straight back into it, or somebody comes straight out of prison, straight to the same people that they knew when they went in there, and the cycle just continues, isn't it?
So it's going to be a never-ending cycle. He needs to step away. He needs to stop doing this. He needs to take 6 months off if he wants to come back later, fine, and go and get some proper therapy and get to the bottom of his anger issues and get to the bottom of his persecution complex.
Yeah, he needs to understand that he's got a problem and he needs to admit that to himself.
I've never understood persecution.
Or like
persecution complexes because I don't have one. I don't feel like people personally persecute me. I feel like people can be assholes and they're not worth talking to, but it's not about them attacking me. I don't really think anyone's ever done that, or if they have, I haven't received it. So I don't get how you can have that persecution complex, but he's definitely got one.
In my mind, I just think like, I don't know if everyone needs to be like 100%. I have issues. If anyone's seen any of my videos, it's so clear. But I just think you have to know yourself and know, like, if you're going to go out there attacking people and essentially harassing them, and I don't use that word lightly, then you need to be able to accept people saying shit back to you. You can't be out here expecting it to be a one-way system and you using gender expression as your shield at any kind of criticism.
Well, one thing that I find a little bit odd with his situation is that he got married a couple of months ago, something like that, to Udita, I think she's called. Yeah, well, but she's on. It's the Essence of Thought channel, right? He's an Essence of Thought, he says. The channel is both of them, and she has sometimes been on his channel. She has a Twitter account, and she comments on some of his tweets. she's as I understand it, a professional person. I think she's a lawyer or something like that, right? So I just sort of beggars belief. If I was making the tweets and doing the things that he was doing, and my wife saw the things that I was saying, she wouldn't just let it go. She wouldn't go, "Oh, well done."
But
You're
she's
doing a great job.
I use a bit too many like swear words or slurs in my videos, and my sister's like, "Oh my god, Demi, maybe worry a bit about that." So
you
like,
too many swears. Have you seen one of my videos?
Okay, so guys, sorry to interrupt, but I think we should start slowly wrapping this up.
Okay.
It is
I agree. We're moving
4:47
away from the
a.m.
original topic to some extent. Did you have anything else you wanted to add, Noel? Because you came in last.
Yeah, no, the floor is yours for as long as you need it.
Not really. Other than it's just been the whole affair's been a bit strange for me. And like I said, when I first joined the Hangout, I'd had a run in the past, and so I sort of I had my beef with him, and you could say I have my biases towards him. But the way that it's gone, I mean, it's interesting because I followed his channel now. I don't know how many, 8 years, something like that, from when his channel started, and it's like chalk and cheese. It's like night and day. It's like a slide into I don't know what, but it's like picked up pace. You know, the slide is a sort of exponential process, and what has happened over the last couple of months, I don't know. I just wonder if it's the situation itself, that it's not just that the sort of mentally he's not quite right and that has caused his behaviour, but actually this whole affair that he started, it was legitimate for him to make a video response to Stephen Woodford, because some of the points that he brought up in his original video were perfectly on point, but he's got so embroiled in it that's actually dragged him down, you know, and made his situation worse.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you there, Noel. Diana, did you have anything else? If you're back.
It's just I am just enraged at this whole thing. I understand that people can be that damaging, that horrible, but it's still difficult to come to terms with it. Eot, you fucked up, and Rachel, I love you dearly. You are the big sweetie. I wish only the best for you. Let's see what we can do to help you out here.
Oh, and as to your idea earlier, Ozzy, I think I might throw it into Shannon's court. We should throw your idea to Shannon, and we should all send videos to Shannon saying our support for Rachel, and let Shannon put it up, because I think it suits Shannon.
I think that's a very good idea.
And I'm sure she'd love to do it. So
paging Shannon.
I don't know if she's still watching.
I'm not sure if she's still watching.
I will message her. I'll message her in the morning and ask her if she wants to do that, because I think it'd be a nice thing to do. And yeah, she's the nicest person to do it too. So
yeah,
Lizzie.
So I guess
sorry, I've been a bit quiet because I am just extremely worked up right now.
Lizzie, please don't be quiet.
You rant. You say a bit. You have a bigger thing in this than any of us.
Yeah,
he directed that tweet directly at you. I know it affected Rachel more than it affected you, but you are the primary target of that tweet.
Yeah, you are. So you deserve to just let loose, even if it, makes our ears bleed. Just fucking go for it, girl.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, the thing with me is when I get angry, I get extremely quiet.
By the way, I need to ask, did I misgender you by accident?
Who now?
Did I misgender you by accident just then?
What, Lizzie?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
I had to ask.
Lizzie's a she.
Okay, sorry. I had to ask.
I'm a cisgender.
He was making. He was making a joke that bummed in. Future reference, dude. If it bums, just let it slide.
No. I was actually really concerned because that's the last thing I want to do here with two transgender people
In
here.
all honesty, in the middle of this discussion, I don't think anyone here would care if you misgendered them at the moment. We just let it slide.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah,
My gender is a toaster.
Don't stress it. Don't stress it, dude. It's not worth stressing.
Yeah, I get freaked out. I don't want to upset people.
We're way past that on this video.
Yeah, but
I
I
upset
don't
people
want
all
to.
the time.
Yeah, screw that. Apologise afterwards.
Yeah.
And if they're too much of an asshole to accept your apology, well, they weren't somebody worth dealing with in the first place.
Fair enough.
Case
Sorry.
in point, EOT did not accept my apology. Noel did.
I just upset people within reason. If you're a dickhead, I'm gonna call you a dickhead.
Yeah, and I wouldn't expect anything less from you, Demi.
Yeah, Demi.
I wouldn't care if you did.
I
Demi,
know.
you're a boss bitch. Just own it.
But
Yeah, I would
falling
just
out
want
is
to ask anyone that is not blocked by EOT or anyone that has any sock accounts, just go and report that tweet that they just wrote in that thread.
Yeah.
Because I actually don't really want her to see it because that is very upsetting and very
Yes,
disgusting.
someone's already tweeted out the screenshot, Lizzie. I saw your message and then I looked at my timeline.
And that tweet was made 5 hours ago, anyways.
Yeah, we are not actively asking people to go and false flag this person. We are asking people to review these tweets, and if you see something disturbing, please report it for what it is.
Yeah, it's definitely not false flagging if you're advocating for self-harm, because that is definitely advocating for self-harm, telling people that she deserved it.
Yeah.
That is disgusting.
That is disgusting. No, I just had to word it so people didn't, try and YouTube strike our video like some other idiots did to Reds.
Yeah. Kitty, you got anything?
No. Oh, hold on. Am I muted? No.
So Lizzie didn't get a turn yet.
No.
I interrupted her.
Yeah.
She did, didn't she?
No, I interrupted her.
Lizzie, did you have something to say?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
You're good? I think I'm done with everything. Ozzy?
Fuck you, EOT. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, asshole. Fuck off.
I'm not even gonna say your name. Just fuck you and fuck off.
Demi, I left you to
Yes.
last because I think you should close this out.
Bye, bitches. Subscribe.
Go watch Demi's video. Go watch Noel's video. There's a few other videos that I think have been posted in the chat that people should go and watch. Go and support Rachel. If you've got a little bit of leftover money, please send something to the GoFundMe. We'll see if we can.
The GoFundMe is currently at $13.80.
Yes, it
awesome.
is.
That is just awesome. Thank you to everyone who's donated. And like I said, if you see Rachel online, you see her being attacked by one of these assholes, defend her. If you've got the strength to do it, if you're somebody who can handle that. If you can't handle that, step away from it. Don't engage these people. These people are assholes. Only engage them if you're a strong enough personality to engage them. And if you are, please defend people like Rachel who don't deserve this crap. Anyone else got anything to say before we shut up?
Yeah, watch Noel's video before you watch mine because it's more concise and to the point and
it's not very often you can say that about my videos.
and generous. So
in that case, watch Demi's first, and then Noel's video will explain them.
Can I just say one thing I haven't said because I've sort of focused on Essence of Thought is just to wish Rachel well.
Yes.
I've got lost in amongst all of this, and just to say
Yes.
that she's in my thoughts with that.
Yes, if you watch this, and I certainly hope you don't watch it, Rachel, because I don't think this would be good for your mental health at the moment. But if you did, and you got this far, which would be amazing, we love you, we support you, we will defend you, we will be there for you.
We love you, Rachel, and we're in your corner. Never
Yeah,
forget that.
We are on your side.
Yeah.
We'll never
And I
forget
don't
that.
want to take sides, but we are on your side.
You know, never forget that. You are loved, you are cared for, and we want nothing but the best for you.
I
Alright,
think we
alright, Demi.
Get well soon, Rachel.
See us
I
out,
don't
Demi.
do all this emotional bullshit.
Well then, Demi, did you want to do the boss bitch thing and see us out?
Yeah.
Oh, I've done that, but yeah, I
Hey.
hope Rachel feels better soon.
Oh, you're not gonna do it. Bye, bitches.
Yes, that was everything.
Bye, bitches.
Bye, bitches. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Okay, take care.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.